And we are back. Guys, this is Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monk. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you been, my friend?
Yeah, fine. Cold. How are you?
Oh, it's been a rough couple of ones. I thought I was having a heart attack this morning.
Oh my
I
God, that's not good.
I woke up and my chest hurt so bad. And then I realized it actually wasn't even my chest. It was my shoulder. There was a knot in it right behind my heart
Oh my God.
that was coming through my chest. Oh, fuck, bro.
Is that
Uh,
what happens when the feds shoot you with the heart attack gun from behind?
yes, indeed. It was so bad. I literally did check my pulse, and I'm like, no, everything seems fine. And it was when I checked my pulse and moved my arm just a little bit that the pain in my shoulder went, "Hey, what about me?" And I'm like, oh, there it is.
That's not cool. I
No,
punched
that's
a
fucking
jelly
sucked.
roll yesterday when I was shoveling snow, but I don't count that because it was just displaced fat. What you're describing is horrific.
Lies, monkey has no heart. I didn't say I had a heart. I said I thought I had a heart attack. Those are different.
He thought there was a heart attacking him.
Yes. I thought it was they were coming after me for being heartless. Oh God,
Yeah,
we'll get to
well,
heartless in a minute.
it's a telltale heart, if you will.
Yeah, indeed. I love that story. It's one of my favorite stories. It's so well
Oh,
done.
yeah, the idea of the creeping guilt manifesting as a beating heart. Yeah, absolutely astonishingly good. Still holds up really well.
Wizard, the all-powerful, thank you. It's been a while, Monkey. I have returned. Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, it's
A while
it's
for me.
awesome to see you, Wizard.
What's it been? 3 days since we last did this show?
4.
Is it 4 now? Okay. My sleep pattern is so broken right now. Lady Monkey actually said to me, "You seem like you're back in your nap pattern." Because I'm not sleeping like more than 4 hours at a time.
Oh yeah, welcome to my hell.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I hate it. Just give me 6 is all I need, and at least then I can get through it. But I'm not here to bitch about any of that stuff. I'm here to bitch about the world in general because I understand what propaganda is. I understand what our media is, but dear God, are they in full blown propaganda mode?
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you see Representative Luna's tweet that I retweeted a
No.
little while back? She is moving to subpoena this guy Singh, I think his last name is something like that. He is a billionaire financier who fled the country because he's been funding a lot of these operations and she wants to freeze his assets.
Good. It needs done.
Yeah, I was like, what? Why hasn't anybody done this before?
Let's just start this being blunt. Everything you're seeing out of Minnesota right now is just commie propaganda. It's what it is. It's paid for by the CCP and people like Soros that they're not funding directly, you guys. What they do is they fund the NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, which, by the way, we need a crackdown on.
Absolutely. Especially because that's our tax money funding the NGOs, and that's bullshit.
But I wanted to start tonight with some Jimmy Kimmel, Jack.
Oh, I would like to make a request before we move on. As I said previously in our messages, I would like to refer to Minnesota as Snowgadishu.
Snowgadishu. Well, is Mogadishu really like commie?
No, I just like the word.
Oh, so do I. I get what I need something though that ties them more to communism because it's what we're seeing.
I will see what kind of snow-related communist stuff I can come up with.
All right, now the first part of this video that we're going to watch is from the Black conservative perspective, and I'm just going to be honest here, bro. I'm using your clip because I went through Jimmy's video and couldn't find this specific part, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just use yours." It's Jimmy's clip anyway, so it's not really stealing.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
But Jimmy Kimmel wait until you see the title of this when we see the actual video. But he had this little rant the other day, and then they put it up on YouTube. And in it, he says this.
If our leaders are intentionally creating and encouraging violence and fear, then I hope you will also agree we need new leaders because.
Hey, Jack, which of the leaders would you say are causing violence and fear? Would it be Trump?
No.
Is Trump the one out there telling it? Oh, you know what? Let's make this better. Let's just go to the other Jimmy Kimmel video, which I want to read this, Jack, because it's fucking amazing. Jimmy Kimmel on the vile and heartless murder of nurse Alex Purdy by ICE in Minneapolis. Is that a title or is that a title?
Wow.
Remember, guys, we don't need violence or fear.
Except when we do it to gin up our retarded base.
But remember, this is the guy who just told him, if our leaders are spreading violence and fear. Now, frankly, let's be honest, he's not a real leader, but he is in the media, and that's where our leaders, using air quotes, spread their propagandist bullshit.
Well, unfortunately, celebrities are a type of leader these days because people will blindly follow them. And he is like it or not, an influential person. He has a nightly show where he gets to espouse his commie agenda and degrade everything that he doesn't like and just hide behind his comedian persona.
By the way, in this, he wells up and nearly cries. I think it's 3 times. We're not watching this whole thing. I just want you guys to watch this part here.
These one video after another, screaming people being torn from their families, Americans, people who were born in the United States being pulled out of their cars for the crime of having an accent or whatever, children, small children, babies being tear gassed, taken into custody, separated from their parents, just one atrocity after another being.
Christ.
He doesn't think people should be out there spreading fear, Jack.
Yeah, like he's doing right now.
Right?
Also, did you see that clip I just retweeted a little while ago? Probably not. You were probably setting the show up. An Ice Age was arresting a guy and his wife wanted to go with him.
Yes, I saw that one. We're going to talk about that. Yeah.
You see, there's a follow-up video to that too. By the way, also you have a Rumble rant, and thank you P320 who says sorry, went off unexpectedly again. Yeah.
Tall person, thank you. Glad to catch you live. Happy National Chocolate Cake Day. Oh, I should have had chocolate cake today, but I was eating other things.
Whenever I hear chocolate cake, I think of Bill Cosby's bit. Dad is great. He gave us chocolate cake
from himself. Yeah, that still holds up very well.
Oh yeah, that's a great album.
Anyway, Jimmy here just told us that they're tear gassing babies. I love this line. Well, a family got tear gassed and they had a baby in the car.
Don't have your baby at a protest?
Yeah. How about keep your babies at home?
Also, to be fair, a lot of the protesters are crybabies.
Pulling Americans out of their cars for the crime of having an accent. That's what this idiot just said.
Yeah, that's not what's happening.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're driving around, and instead of papers, please, they're like, hey, speak so I know whether I need to pull you out of your car.
Yeah, they didn't arrest Chef Boyardee, dude. Real fast, though. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Happy belated Australia Day for Monday peoples. And with Australia Day comes leftists lying about Australian history and committing violence against their political opposition, like the beatings and stabbings that police let happen mere feet in front of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cultural enrichment. That's what that means. You're gonna let any backward savage run around and knife somebody because they have closet racial guilt or some bullshit. And thank you, tall person. And some for you, Mr. Jack. Thank you. Happy Thomas Crapper Day. Thomas Crapper popularized the flush toilet and improved plumbing infrastructure rather than inventing the toilet itself. Yeah, I think he's the one that gave us the curved pipe so that the smell doesn't come back up.
ICE has been operating for more than a year throughout the country. Only shootings have been in Minneapolis. This is not an ICE problem. No, it's not. This is a leftist agitation problem.
Yeah.
And the people being shot, both of them so far, Jack, that we've seen killed, they wanted to be.
Yeah, they're
martyred. They wanted to martyr themselves for this cause.
yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I have some issues with the second shooting because I think it was actually an accident. But
well, I suppose we should talk about that because we talked about the first shooting. Let's talk about the second shooting. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen or anything, but I knew as soon as I heard the first shot and then there's a space that something went wrong. And he got shot likely because of a stray. And
yeah.
Because otherwise you would have just heard pow, 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 pow all together instead of pow, 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 pow.
Yeah. Well, the weapon that he had is a 6-hour P320, which is a known defective gun. It's had several instances, very widely publicized, where it's misfired just by being handled.
Didn't we talk about that with the military where they were looking into that specific gun?
Yeah, they were suspending the use of it because some higher rank guy, I don't know if it was a captain or somebody higher up, their gun went off accidentally without anybody touching it. It just went off. And that's what these guns have a history of doing is they don't shoot on their own, but if they're handled, they can go off. Like, so what it looks like happened is somebody yelled gun, an agent reached over, pulled the gun out of its holster, and while he was getting up and walking away, the gun went off. His finger is clearly not on the trigger. This was not that kind of accident.
There's also something that I haven't seen many people talk about. Again, I haven't been online a whole bunch, so maybe some people are. But when the gun is pulled from his waistband, he reaches back and we end up seeing it from the other angle. You see a magazine go flying.
Yeah.
He's the one that pulled that out from where one was.
Well, he was resisting arrest is what happened, led to all this. One of the agents saw the gun. Another agent grabs the gun. And then a few seconds later, he's reaching back toward the gun right as they open fire.
He pulls out the magazine when all of that happens.
Yeah, I think he was probably reaching for his gun.
Well, he probably felt the gun be pulled out and just, I mean, that might have even been just an instinctual thing.
Yeah.
But again, these are things that you have to look at in the situation that they happened in.
Yeah, and you already heard somebody yelling gun. His arm is going back as the shot comes off. And of course, this is all very, very quickly, of course. And Monday morning quarterbacking is not particularly productive on this because you're in the fog of war at that time.
Yeah, it's very much like the Renee thing in that instance, because I still think she was trying to turn her wheels so she wouldn't hit him. But in that moment, he can't see her wheels and doesn't know that. We have not just hindsight being 2020, we have 5 different views of the actual wheel.
We have an almost omnipresent look at the situation thanks to all these cameras. And
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When you're in the situation, you don't have that. You have adrenaline going. You have this guy fighting with you. Somebody yelled gun. Then there's a gunshot, and you have to respond to that to neutralize the threat.
Faithless said, nobody besides the one who grabbed the gun knows he's then unarmed.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Even that guy doesn't know he's unarmed. He knows he got that gun.
Yeah, and a lot of people carry backups. Let's be honest.
And
I do.
I know that's a minor thing, but even that guy didn't know that there was no other gun. Thank you, Liberty Vet, for becoming a member for month number 14. YouTuber Angry Cops reported the other 2 witnesses blamed the misfire when actually they were playing with the gun and lied to investigators. I'll have to check that out. I watched Nate the lawyer's video on this and it pissed me off because Nate's whole thing is that them tussling with the ICE officer was okay because the ICE officer had assaulted that woman. So now you can justifiably assault the ICE officer. It's then self-defense.
That's not how that works.
His reasoning for this is that the ICE officer could have just gotten his car and drove away. They weren't blocking him. They were beside his car. But what that misses is that in front of him is some of those protesters slow rolling.
Yeah.
There's a car in front of them until he pushes those people out of the street.
Yeah.
Connect, thank you. The state cops going after protesters is funny. I look, all of the cops going after protesters right now, I'm fine with it. You have a right to protest, do it legally.
Yeah. Yeah, look, what happened here was a tragedy because the guy's dead, but it's also one of his own making.
Hey, Scribbles.
Hi, Scribbles.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Don't fight with the cops. And if they're going to arrest you, let them arrest you and fight it in court. You're just stacking charges by resisting. And now you have a reason for them to kick your ass. Good job, idiot. You got a bunch of people that you call violent fascists and you're giving them an excuse to hit you? You're stupid. But one of the things I think a lot of people are missing is we have a lot of pro-gun people blindly just ignoring a lot of what's going on in the heat of the moment, and they're just saying that he was killed because he was armed. That's not why he was killed. He was killed because there was a shot fired.
Yeah. And
if
I've seen a ton of people who were out there. He was legally armed. I didn't hear anybody say he was illegally armed.
No, nobody's disputing that. And they didn't shoot him because he had a gun. They were shooting him because they thought he shot at them.
Yeah.
That's
he legally had a gun. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's totally irrelevant to the point.
Yes, exactly. And that's the issue, is that when it comes time for whether or not the shooting itself was justified, you can't look at, well, it was a legal gun. Okay, people get shot with legal guns all the fucking time.
Yeah, because they make mistakes. People get scared or they reach. Don't ever reach for your gun in front of a cop. You're going to get shot.
We had that issue back in 2020. The black guy who was the passenger in the car, and he told him, I have a gun. And then he leans forward, and the cop's like, don't reach for it. And then he reached for it.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, he was murdered. Like, he was reaching for a gun that the cop told him not to reach for.
Yeah, the cop has to assume the worst. And you may have good intentions, just like showing him where it's at or something, but they don't know that.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to make excuses for ICE. ICE has fucked up. But this was a monumental cascade of people not knowing what's happening. It was an accident more than anything else, because they thought they were under fire. This wasn't an acorn falling on the roof of a car and a guy screaming, I got hit, I'm under attack. This was an actual gunshot went off from what's probably a defective gun, honestly.
What politician was it that told us that they said they were under fire and it was the acorn?
Oh, no, the cop says that on the body cam.
Was it the cop?
He called that in over the radio that he said he was hit.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Scribbles.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Completely tangential subject. It's been a rough day. My sister had to put her cat to sleep, so it's been a kind of a...
Oh, that sucks.
And on top of that, I had a migraine most of the afternoon, so it's been kind of a funky day overall. But because of the forced nap I had to take earlier today, I'm completely wide awake now, and I saw you on. I was like, hey, I got energy. I could talk about stuff.
Thank you, Connect. ICE got their guns and documents stolen out of a car. Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times already.
We've also seen the level of violence against them escalating. So if somebody yells gun when you're already fighting with this guy, they're going to be hyper on edge. That's the worst thing that could have happened.
You have them yell gun, and then you hear a shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna shoot the guy.
It's the natural reaction.
The thing that I'm sure someone else has said this, but the fact that we're only discovering these things in pieces because of various angles of video, and then you slow it down frame by frame to analyze what happened when. I don't seem to understand that life doesn't move at one frame a second.
That has been the problem with this and the Renee Good shooting.
Yeah, and I think about when this happened, because in this situation, it seems like there are going to be two things true at once. The guy is at fault for putting himself in that situation, and the cops were not at fault for reacting the way that they did in the moment under the circumstances. And you can see it as a tragic comedy of errors, because if that gun had not discharged when it did, then things might not have gone that way. And that wasn't technically his fault, because the gun going off like that wasn't his fault. Him bringing the gun to the situation was a stupid move. Advancing on the officers was a stupid. This guy was a moron.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of the. Do you remember the Adam Toledo case from several years ago?
Which would hey, hold
This
that
is the
thought.
one. Yeah.
I have these backing up. Frank, thank you. My sister's 2-year-old cat apparently died today. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a bad day for cats.
I know. Bad day for kitty cats.
Thank you, Richardson. I've been getting berated by family over this because I'm pro Second Amendment, and yet I'm being fairly silent over these shootings because I'm waiting for more clear info. I hate this timeline sometimes. Yeah, me too. And Liberty Bet, thank you. Not to mention all the whistles going off. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Okay, so
So I believe the kid's name was Adam Toledo. I could be off if somebody corrects me very well. But the circumstances were this. A body cam of this is out there. Police officers chasing a kid down a dark alley at night. The kid's got a gun in his hand. Yep. Officers yelling, "Stop, drop the gun, stop, drop the gun, stop, drop the gun." The kid stops suddenly and then turns towards the officer, and the officer shoots.
Yep.
Officer goes over to the kid. There's no gun in his hand. There's no gun near him. Where'd the gun go? He just shot a kid who was technically, in that instant, unarmed. What had happened was the kid had, at the very last second, and you can only kind of detect this when you slow down the body cam footage, is he threw the gun behind a fence the moment that he stopped and turned around.
Yeah, the kid had been running. That was in Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was either Chicago or Cleveland or something. But anyway,
well, it sounds like
the fact is that if an officer can perceive a threat, even in the aftermath, you find out there was no threat, and it can still be a justifiable use of deadly force if the cop had a reasonable belief that his life or the life of others were under threat. And in this instance, like I said, and Jack brought up the exact same analogy I was going to use. I was going to say, this was the R-rated version of an acorn falling on a car hood. This was a gun went off. The guy moved suddenly. It looks like maybe he had something in his hand. Either way, the officers reacted to a threat they perceived, and it just happened to be his idiocy that he brought that gun at that moment and put himself in the situation. He did not this. I don't want to say it's his fault he died, because technically, when you get down to the instantaneous things, it's not his fault. But it's his fault.
Of events.
It's a confluence of events. It's
see, I'm going to be harsher than you two, because I'll say it is his fault. Because if he
he inserted himself in the situation, he didn't need to do that.
Then this would not have happened at all.
Yeah, he did not need to do that.
The same thing with Renee. It's the same thing with the baby that got tear gassed. All of this shit. These people keep putting themselves in these situations. Yes. We're going to watch this asshole Legal Eagle in a minute, where he's like, they don't have a duty to be doing law. Fuck you. These people who are out there causing all of these problems, ICE isn't causing the problems. It's all of the people who are trying to stop ICE from doing their fucking job.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing, too, is that these two instances, Renee Good and Preddy, there have been hundreds of confrontations between protesters and ICE over the last several weeks. And the odds are that you're going to have things that go completely sideways when you have that much activity going on and that much provocation, and you have them being egged on by local officials and the media, that eventually something's going to give. And you bet your bippy that the zealots out there are just salivating for the next martyr to the cause. They were happy as pigs in shit when this guy got shot.
They love a good grave.
Yeah.
Toasted, thank you. Thoughts on Destiny tweet saying Alex Purdy's death, however you say his fucking name, I don't even care. Death was infinitely worse than Charlie Kirk's death. Destiny's an idiot trying to get clout. And how do you feel about NBA players speaking on it? Am I the only one getting Israel-Gaza vibes from how the news is lying and propagandizing this? Don't care what NBA players have to say. Go dribble a ball and shut the fuck up. You guys have been told that how many times? As for the propaganda, yeah, I mean, it's the same shit. I actually made the joke because of another video we'll watch earlier that people are doing things when there's a genocide going on in Minneapolis.
Oh,
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for
a
it.
genocide in wait. I thought I was about to say genocide in Gaza, Minneapolis.
There's not a genocide in Gaza, so why?
Well, I know. I thought you were going to say Gaza. You said Minneapolis. There's a genocide. Who said there's a genocide in Minneapolis?
I did. I was making a joke.
Okay. I thought I could see. That's such a poll. I could totally see somebody saying that right now.
Hang on, let me grab a couple here. Thank you, good little useless idiot, for that feminist donation. The cops told us that the feds were breaking laws and we should confront them. Weird that they're not arresting anyone, but we are definitely assaulting and being killed, so we could be martyrs. Next will my kids be in the front line. Oh, they're already trying to get kids killed. And thank you, Evolved Potato. It is irrelevant to the situation, but he was actually illegally armed. According to state law, he needs both his photo ID and his permit while carrying, which he didn't have. Yeah, he was not legally armed, like you said, Evolved, but he had a permit. He just wasn't carrying it.
Well,
and
his permit was irrelevant.
He was armed.
Yeah, his permit was irrelevant in this situation. And just as a side before you get to the video or whatever, the thing that I really love, and I'm being sarcastic, is how many times I've heard both in the Renee Good case and other cases and the Pretty case, they were a U.S. citizen. Like, okay, tell me when being a U.S. citizen indemnified you from law enforcement activity. I must have missed that part. Ted Bundy was a U.S. citizen.
True.
Shit. If you catch somebody smuggling slaves across the border and the smuggler happens to be a U.S. citizen, does ICE just let them go? I must have missed this part.
Yes.
Thank you, Connect. 2020 riots succeeded because of lockdowns. No. 2020 riots succeeded because it was a different time in media. Social media was on the rise, but hadn't risen quite as the way it has now. There was a whole bunch of silencing of people who criticized what was going on in 2020.
Yeah.
And you had politicians out there doing it. Plus, those riots happened during the summertime, so you had much bigger crowds of people. You have to be very dedicated to go out in minus 10-degree weather to yell at ICE. And
am I dedicated? Retarded?
Well, yeah, retarded works too.
It also one of the big factors that's different, and trust me, it'll change real quick if it changes here, is that both of the deaths so far were of white people.
Well, yeah, and the first one being a white woman, it doesn't. White men, you're gonna get one. You got the gun instance, so you got some Second Amendment supporters like, but he had a gun legally. Fuck off with that. But nobody cares what white women have to say because they say shit all the time. Speaking of which, we'll get to that in a second. Tarkata, thank you. When I took my CCW, we were told by the sheriff, if you go into a police situation while armed, you're asking for trouble that won't go well for you. Yeah.
Yep.
Look, I'm all for carrying your gun with you. But there are times, I mean, this man put himself in this situation. He gets into I don't want to say he shoved ICE because I don't remember if he actually did. But like he gets down there and grabs the woman who's on the ground and pulling him as the officers are pulling on him. He put himself in the situation while armed. Yeah, that's asking for trouble.
And the other part we got to remember is that he wasn't just some random passerby that happened upon an ICE scene. No. They've been following these guys and stalking them and tracking their movements and putting themselves there to quote unquote protest. So
it was confirmed he was part of that ICE Watch group.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
So came out in a CNN video today or they don't show video, they talk about the story. He had a rib broke last week in a confrontation with ICE.
I saw that. I read that. Yeah.
He's a professional agitator. He's a shitbag.
Yeah.
But do I think he deserved to die? No, but I don't have sympathy either. I wouldn't have any more sympathy for him if he was holding his gun in front of him and twirling it on his finger and accidentally shot himself.
This is Darwin Award territory.
Yes, basically. Exactly. All right, I want to show this video because this is why this is happening. And this is an amazing video. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're going to watch this part, and then we're going to jump ahead to the relevant part. So in this car are 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
two men who were illegals that ICE is trying to get out of the car.
Okay.
A woman and her baby.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Connect. But ICE isn't law enforcement, Tim Walls.
That was one of the most irresponsible things. I mean, of all the things said, Tim Waltz saying that ICE is not actually law enforcement.
Which is funny because I've seen people repeat that, and these same people have put up, here's the ICE rules of engagement. And if you read it, it actually refers to ICE as LEOs, which is law enforcement officers.
Yeah, except that now, I mean, with that statement, you have the governor of the state essentially saying that these are illegitimate authorities to a bunch of wackadoos who are ready to do who knows what.
All right, back to our video here.
Mommy.
Okay, Mom, baby, you're out.
Don't let her. Put him in the car. What are we doing? You're taking him to Whipple. And give me his ID. Hey.
That's weird because I was told by Jimmy Kimmel that they're pulling Americans out of their car for accents, and that ICE agent clearly has one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fact.
This must be one of those situations where if he didn't have a mask, he'd be arrested.
Is this video from a journalist or is this like body cam?
This is a
random
citizen journalist.
Okay, all right. Just curious.
Hey, move her out. Man, go home with the baby.
You hear that right there? She wants to go with the people who've been arrested. And this guy's like, go home with your kid.
Okay.
Toaster, thank you. Don Lemon on illegal immigration not being a
felony.
Oh.
Well, it's technically not a felony, but it is a crime. It's a misdemeanor.
He said it was not a crime, it's a misdemeanor.
Right, and a misdemeanor is a crime, which is just the stupidest, moronic thing to say.
Watching two random citizens argue with him about that, and he would not accept that he was wrong.
That was hilarious.
That was comedy gold.
Well, he did the same thing he did in the Second Amendment argument when he's like, semi-automatic is just like a fully automatic. Like, no, it's not.
That's why it's called semi-automatic.
It's semantics. Go ahead, Jack.
Thank you, unintended consequence. Minnesota made it illegal to bring a gun to a public protest after the 2020 Michigan armed protests.
Oh.
Oops.
So then he was even more illegally carrying his gun.
Oopsie doopsie. Yeah, it's not semantics, it's mechanics, by the way. Anyway.
This is the kind of thing that happens over. I told you guys, I think on the last show, so many of these people talk about the laws and don't know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know they did that. Makes sense though. But yeah, my biggest complaint about this whole thing is that people they're looking at it through their own political lens, and especially the Second Amendment people are pissing me off with this. Just because the guy had a gun doesn't mean you get a fight with the cops. The reason he was shot was not because he was armed. It was because they thought he was shooting at them.
Yeah. I'm reminded of I'm paraphrasing slightly, a wonderful quote from the famous Ian Malcolm. Just because you can do something, maybe you should ask yourself if you should.
Yeah.
That's honestly something more people need to really think about.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, thank you, Frost. Kurt Russell, where are you? Keith David went to check on Pretty, got lost in the storm. Kurt hands him some soy latte. Why don't we just rest a minute and see what happens? They're looking at each other, wondering if the other one is ice.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's a great reference, Frost.
That's a great reference.
Wizard, thank you. It's a felony if they do it more than once. Did you get my Streamlabs or did I miss it?
If they cross the border more than once illegally, it escalates from an initial misdemeanor to a felony. If you look at 8 USC 1223, I might be mistaken, but it tells about the gradient of multiple offenses.
You monster with your facts.
I might be off on the number. Don't quote me on that, but something like that.
Sorry, Evolved, I did miss that. Evolved Potato, thank you. Did you see the woman who picked up the undetonated flashbang? It wasn't undetonated when she let it go.
Oh man, I got something for that. I don't know if you saw this. You finish the video. I'll show it afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
So Malik bring it in the car. No, Malik, don't let her in the car. No, ma'am, it's a car.
She's trying to get into the same car that the
Oh, okay.
guys are in.
Okay.
But my baby
Poor-
daddy.
Oh, poor kid.
She don't want to move.
She's got ice cream on a freezing day. Why aren't they arresting the child? I thought that's what ICE does now.
No, they're separating the wife and from the husband, breaking
Yes.
up families. Look at
Breaking up
this.
the families.
Yeah, breaking up the families. Which never happens to American citizens, by the way.
Now watch this, and she puts herself in the.
I love Woo. Okay, now go.
What? Are you shitting me? Are you
Okay, now for anyone that doesn't know, this is actually impressive because running in handcuffs is really fucking hard.
It's true. Especially on ice, no pun intended, but I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that cop chasing him looks like he's got a couple extra pounds.
Well,
But that dude's quick.
There's 2 ICE agents that run him down, and both of them are quite a bit bigger than he is. Richard, thank you. I am in all gun laws are infringement as the next guy, but we still have to operate within the current laws. It ain't that hard. You know what? Even if, let's say, everything about him carrying that.
What?
Did Monkey just robot or is that me?
That was
Make him less culpable
No.
for bringing that gun into that situation. Sorry, doesn't make him less culpable for bringing that gun into that situation. It's still, this is all his doing. He got himself shot.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
But anyway,
that's
the reason I wanted to highlight this video is the comment that led me to it, where this woman says, let me get it properly. I believe in enforcing our laws, including mass deportation. That doesn't mean I'm heartless. I am human, and this is painful to watch. 2 truths can be true at one, or can exist at once.
Uh-huh.
I watched that video and went, hey, ICE is doing their job. There was not a part of me that felt heartless for watching that.
No.
No, there was, if anything, the ICE officers were being very nice by letting her say goodbye to him, and they used it as an opportunity for him to escape.
Yes.
She should be charged with aiding and abetting an escapee.
This is why they do it, though, because they know if they put a crying child up there and the mom, and look how they're separated. Would you feel any different if this was an American citizen being arrested for committing a crime and their American wife and American little baby were there? Oh my God, please don't take him away.
Yeah, can you imagine if this was an episode of Cops and the guy was wearing a wife beater T-shirt and he had like a mullet and was running away from the cop? Yeah, nobody would care.
Yeah,
It'd be hilarious.
Although I'm all for arresting the mom and putting the kid in an orphanage at this point, because I'm getting very heartless about this because I'm so sick of people whining and complaining about deporting criminals.
Real quick about the flashbang video you guys have seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But...
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay, well, as a preview, I made this in response about 5 minutes after I saw it. I just shared it with you, Monkey.
Oh, hang on, I got to remove this before I can add that. I wish they'd fix that. Nice.
Yeah, that is one of the funniest Schadenfreude videos I've seen recently. It's just you know what happened, and you see her performance. Well, I mean, I know I'll concede she's probably in ridiculous amounts of shock and pain given what she just did to herself.
Yeah, but what dumbass picks up a flashbang or
that one right there? That one.
That's Darwin, is what that is. Somewhere Darwin is holding up a sign with a number 10 on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the thing, but she was picking that up to throw it back at officers. So the fact that they shot it out there to try to disperse the crowd, their intention was not to harm anybody. Hers totally was. She wanted to throw that explosive device right back at the officers.
Do they have to print on the side of it, do not pick up when activated? Like, by the time
who's going to see it? Who's going to see it in that instance?
Off, but
yeah, no, she's a moron, and I mean, humanitarian-wise, I hope they're able to save her hand, but all the same, it's that one's entirely her fault.
Yeah, that's like people that hold on to fireworks, hoping that they can throw them and it explodes in their hand.
Oh yeah, there was a this is like a few years ago now, but there was a guy who just happened to be an actor at Disneyland. He played Gaston. Mm-hmm. And there's a video of him. He decided to hold one of those firecracker mortar shell things on top of his head as it went off, and the force of the explosion
killed it,
crushed him, and broke his neck and killed him. Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
To me, this is her. I don't give a shit about her hand. I mean, this is like those idiots who were throwing Molotovs in 2020 and set themselves on fire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Never forget
you. Don't be an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
Frank Hubbard, thank you. She had the time to chuck it, but ran with it.
Hey.
Well,
relay race of death. What do you want?
She should have been smarter and just kicked it like a smart person.
Well, she was smart. She won't be protecting criminals.
Thank you, Connect. Last one. Second Amendment people need to be mad at Virginia governor. It will soon be a crime if you own over 10 mags, no grandfather. Look, the people of Virginia are getting exactly what they fucking deserve for hiring that lady.
Yeah,
they're retroactively making extended mags illegal because they were grandfathered in. And now it's going to be like a felony, which they technically can't do that under current law, but that's not going to stop them from doing it anyway, because much like the ATF, they just kind of do whatever the fuck they want in some of these places.
Yeah, Virginia, New York City, Seattle, the recent elections there are going to be a really fun experiment to watch over the next 4 or 5 years.
All right, let's get to our lawyer. And the reason I really want to watch this is because fuck this guy. Look, I'm not the biggest legal fan to begin with. There's some takes he has that I agree with, and most of them he's just a shitbag.
And by God, that's commendable. And we need to continue to stand up.
Why is he outside?
I honestly don't know.
Why film this outside? Go inside where it's warm. It's trying to make it more dramatic.
It's in solidarity.
Oh, okay.
And look, you don't need to be a lawyer to know that their shootings were not justified.
You're right. I don't need to be a lawyer. I can just.
I actually feel like maybe I do need to be a lawyer to see that they're not justified, because everything I see, they are justified.
Yeah. In both instances, they were. Mm-hmm. And all the Monday morning quarterbacking doesn't change the fact that in the moment, in the instant, everything they did was within reason.
As a lawyer, he knows this, that what it is what a reasonable person in that situation would do.
Yeah, it's the reasonable standard based on what's going on at the moment. Does the officer have a reasonable belief that there is harm to be had upon them or someone else? And in both those situations, she hit him with her car. And in the other situation, a shot went off and the guy was reaching around and it just happened to be the case that when the shot went off, if I saw the video, I saw somebody had like synced up the videos, and as the shot went off, the guy was like whipping around with either his hand out like this or something in his hand. I'm not quite sure which one it was.
He reached back there, and the speculation is I think this is what it is. I don't know if it's been proven yet. Mm-hmm. But if you watch from the angle that's from across the street, you see the extra magazine for that gun go flying. And the speculation is that's what he reaches back. He clearly reaches back to his waistband.
Okay.
And his hand comes forward and there's something in his hand.
Right.
And then we see the magazine go flying.
Okay. Yeah. So the cop had every reason to believe that the guy was pulling out a weapon, given the circumstances. There's no, and yeah, sure. After the fact, oh well, he didn't. But again, I go back to the Adam Toledo situation. In the instant that they had to make that decision, either I'm going to get shot, someone else is going to get shot. What do I do? And that's when the training kicks in. And yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the part that so many people miss. It's reasonable if you're the one in that situation.
Yeah.
In the law, there's a phrase called furtive movements.
Yes.
It gives cops a reasonable suspicion that you're doing something. You're up to something. Right. That's why people say, wait till the cop gets up to the car and you have your dome light on to say, hey, my registration's in the glove box. Is it okay if I get it? Because if you're rooting around while the cop's walking up, what's he going to think?
Yeah, that's why you often hear in those police videos, don't reach, don't reach, don't reach. Don't make any movement that I could reasonably perceive as a potential threat or the drawing of a weapon. Don't do that. There's a great channel on YouTube that has a lot of these things, police activity. I mean, there's a lot of body cam footage channels out there now, but this one focuses almost exclusively on police shootings, not entirely, but almost. And there are examples of bad shoots. There's examples of wholly justified shoots, and then you've got a whole raft of them where it's questionable after the fact, but if you watch what's going on in the moment, it's hard to say the cop acted incorrectly. Even if it's discovered after the fact, there wasn't a weapon, or what they had in their hand wasn't a weapon, or whatever. So, yeah, it's a terrible situation to have to be in.
In the Alex, whatever his name is, shooting, you can make the argument that the ICE officer should have just gotten his car and waited and ignored them.
Sure.
I don't know that I agree with that. I honestly don't know that part. But after that, once it gets into the situation, the shoot itself is clean. It sucks that he had to die.
Yeah.
But trust me, he's happy to be a martyr. Jack, you're supposed to check your slabs, bud.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Slabs. You guys and your slabs.
Oh, yep. Thank you. Good little double standard. Why is it only one side is righteous when they're doing what they believe in? Like ICE isn't kicking people out and they don't believe in what they're doing. Only one side can be righteous because this is a holy crusade for secular communists, which is a religion unto itself. So, of course, they have to be righteous. And there's no nuance. There's no like, okay, this was a bad situation for everyone involved. You can't have that kind of thinking. It has to be black and white for these people because they need that absolutism to justify what they're doing. Because if there's any chance that one of them did something wrong, they might question what's going on and what their real motivation is. And they can't have that. That's totally unacceptable.
Well, and if you cede any ground to the other side, regardless of which side you're on this, then you are allying yourself with the enemy. If you say that the ICE officers acted reasonably in the moment and you happen to be a liberal, you're a Trump supporter. If you say that Alex Pretty wasn't a ravenous terrorist out to kill people that day, then you're some kind of nut job liberal wingnut or something.
Yeah, and
you can't have two things at once. Both parties weren't going out there to hurt anybody intentionally or without cause, and then everything went kablooey because comedy of errors.
Yeah, sometimes things just go to shit.
In the Renee Good situation, the government called her a domestic terrorist. I don't think these people are terrorists. I think they're commie agitators. That's what they
morons.
Are.
I think they're morons first and foremost before they're terrorists.
He said commie agitators.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I said.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. So more about that kid that ICE quote unquote arrested. He was brought up to his house and was banging on the door, yelling for his mother to let him in, and she didn't because she feared that she'd be arrested too. So both parents abandoned him. Scummy people.
Yeah, they arrest that child. They took him with his father because his mother refused to take custody of him.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, look, they're still using that thing.
How often do arrestees get taken to McDonald's?
Dylan Roof.
Fair.
Well, that's usually to get information out of them anyway.
I know.
Maybe that kid's Happy Meal toy is a listening device. I don't know. But sorry I missed those guys. I don't know why I didn't see them.
The funny part about that whole situation is that they did keep the kid with his dad. And the people who are like, you got to keep families together. Like, why'd you take the kid?
Right.
Pick one.
Oh, no, they're hypocrites. Why would they want to pick one?
Speaking of hypocrites, let's get back to Legal Eagle here.
Yeah. Since
his ugly ass is on my screen.
But I think we need to take a step back, too, to recognize that, ICE and CBP shouldn't have been there in the first place.
How? Okay, wait. Okay. I don't know whether or not the guy could have left. I thought that they were at a scene of an active search for a criminal, and that's why ICE was there in the first place, is that they were securing the scene for an investigation. How can you say that?
Well, you don't understand, Scribe. They're not supposed to be there in Minnesota.
Oh, I see. Right. Federal officers in a state in the United States of America. Right. Okay.
Yeah, please understand that they're very being there is illegal to these people.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have no right and no duty to do crowd control, to be on the.
Technically, that is local police's job, but when the local police refuse to back them up, they have to do it themselves.
Yeah. Why do we keep seeing? I mean, and I forget who it was. One of the officials made this point very clear. You know, we wouldn't have to do these wide sweeps and broad actions if local police would just tell us where the pedophile lives. Give us the address, and we will go to that address. And then we don't have to go from house to house to house. But they won't do that because they're honor bound and legally bound not to cooperate. So this is, for fuck's sake. So
front lines
Pedophile
using
protectors.
weapons against protesters. These people
They weren't using weapons against protesters until the one protester drove her car straight at an agent, and the other
And
one,
hit him.
a gun went off.
Yeah.
When it would, they got him on the ground, and somebody yells "gun" because they see the gun in his waistband.
Yeah.
I have said time and time again, the ICE agents have shown remarkable restraint with these people. And now that there's two instances, a handful, let's say, of incidences, it's shocking how much the ICE agents have put up with up to this point.
Can we also just for a moment talk about that? Because why do you think they're blowing whistles? It's to agitate and irritate the officers.
And also to interrupt and screw up their communications on the ground.
Do you think it's going to make it a lot safer to make armed people agitated?
Well,
and then they're
when
like,
you're
how
trying
did
to
this
kill
happen? This is what they want. They want people to get killed.
Yeah, this is a death cult. It's a death cult. They want martyrs. It's sort of a watered down version of Hamas in a way.
Saying that for years, man. These people are death cultists. They want blood for Korn or Baal or Moloch or whoever they're worshiping.
What he did here is so fucking dishonest. As though ICE was like, oh, there's a protest over there. Let's go break it up. Rather than ICE doing their job and these people surrounding them.
Yeah, ICE was targeted. ICE was stalked. ICE was made the subject of this targeted action.
Should not be armed.
They should not be armed. Federal
ICE
law
should not be
enforcement
armed
in the United States.
Oh, okay. And by what justification? What legal justification does legal have for that one?
Well, we just send in the social workers.
Right.
Because he's a pussy ass bitch.
We need mental health officials flooding the streets to help everybody out. Well, actually, that might actually be helpful at this point.
Thin out the herd a little.
No, I guarantee you there's a lot of SSRIs running through the veins of these protesters.
Oh, yeah.
Grown inured to it, but they are not enforcing criminal law.
Okay.
No, they're enforcing federal law.
One, you don't know whether they're enforcing criminal law or not because they're doing both. 70% of the people who have been detained, have been caught in these ICE sweeps, have violent criminal histories.
Lucky, that's a hate fact.
Yeah, it's not just they're standing there looking Mexican. No.
Everybody wearing a sombrero's under arrest.
Red Castry, thank you so much. Scribbles ordered a new pair of glasses today. They are filtered to block 2 wavelengths of light to help with migraines, called Avulux. They are pricey, but hopefully they help.
Well, I appreciate the tip. I mean, when I get a migraine, my glasses turn into a face mask to cover up all the light going to my eyes. But I will look them up. Thank you.
Sorry about the kindergartner learning to read way of doing that when the white lettering is just so
Yeah,
hard for my
the
eyes.
contrast on some of those colors is just silly. They should make.
I don't know why they're not all black.
We're old.
Whoa, monkey.
Frank, thank you. Illegal immigration makes it criminal law.
Yep.
It's still law enforcement that they're doing, whether it's criminal or civil. It being a civil is because we don't throw them in prison when we catch them here. We just kick them the fuck out. That's why it's civil law rather than criminal law. And that's why if they're caught doing it again and again, it becomes a criminal matter because then we just put them in jail ourselves. All of which is context. This fucking lawyer's going to leave out as he's just like, they're mean feds and they had guns.
It's meanie heads. Real quick. Thank you, Tyrai. Communists also have a bad history of being sore losers. Russia, let's vote for a new government. Commies lose, then do a hostile takeover.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's exactly what happened.
Even when they are enforcing immigration laws, which they are not right now, it is.
Yes, they are.
Is there a second that goes by in this thing where he's not lying?
I don't believe so. I've only watched like another second of this, and I was like, I gotta laugh at this guy.
All right.
So maybe by the end he'll say something smart and honest, but I don't think so because I know who he is.
A state-sponsored protest control of people exercising their First Amendment rights.
Violent protesting, throwing stuff at the cops is not protected.
I wonder what he thought about the and Jack brought it up earlier, the right-wing armed protests of a few years ago. What would he be saying about those?
No, violent extremists, clearly.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
He's got videos from back in the 2020 days. It's when I first became aware of this idiot. Mm-hmm. He is always on the side of the shitbags. I'll just put it that way.
At best, they are enforcing regulatory and civil laws. And
so they are law enforcement then, is what you're saying?
And at best, they're doing their job.
Right.
Yep. All right. But see the framing of it?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just going, hey, they're doing their job, I think they're being a little too forceful. That's a perfectly fine thing to believe. I disagree with you, but
he's not. He says they're not enforcing immigration law. Then he says at best they're enforcing immigration law by extension of civil and such. Like, he doesn't make any sense. Where did he get his law degree from? A Cracker Jack box?
I'm angry. University.
We'll just be like, I do not know what the fuck is wrong with my internet tonight. It's pissing me off.
Yeah.
I blame older.
As I was saying, he doesn't have to be honest here because the people who listen to this and will repeat what he says don't care about the reality of it. Because if they did care about the reality, they would be home going, man, it sucks that these guys are getting kicked out, but they shouldn't be here anyway. Because that's the reality.
If they cared about the reality, then their entire worldview would fall apart and they'd have to admit that they were the bad guy the whole time, which is very difficult for people to do on any good day.
Monk, whose framing is worse, him or Crystal Ball? I haven't seen Crystal's take on the second shooting, but her take on the first one was absolute trash. I would say it's a tie because they're both purporting to tell the truth while lying through their teeth. I mean, Crystal even showed the video and was like, I mean, he does get bumped here, but there was no call for this.
I only got hit by a car. I should just take it. Yeah. Thank you, Tarkata. This is bananas and rice. Sorry, I'm not over this yet. Lol. Yeah, me either. The bananas and rice thing was fucking hilarious.
It was, yeah.
There's no reason they should have firearms in the first place. I don't even think should have.
Based on the events we've watched, yes, they absolutely should.
Well, he's also, I mean, this is civil law, and most people, when you talk about civil law, will think of things like defamation.
Right.
Which, typically in a defamation case, there's no reason for people to be armed. The reason they're armed is because part of their civil law enforcement, asshole, is rounding up people, which is dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of these people don't want to go back, and they will become violent because they have violent criminal histories.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, enforcing civil law on people who may themselves be violent criminals or have every reason to want to resist arrest. What kind of risk what kind of dice does this guy want law enforcement to roll when they walk into a situation where, golly, maybe this, you know, non-violent, no criminal immigrant is shacked up with 7 other violent criminal immigrants.
What?
I know it's possible because you don't know what you're walking into. And has this guy never seen these videos where you have what starts out as a routine traffic stop and turns into a gun battle?
Yeah.
I don't know where this guy is coming from. How I mean, this just makes my brain go sideways. That any reasonable person who's involved in law enforcement or in legal in the legal profession can make these statements and expect to be taken seriously. It doesn't make any sense.
You answered your own question
I
when
know.
you said, how can any reasonable person?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, too many people have this delusion that when the cops show up, everybody just kind of like doesn't want to fight. So they don't understand that criminals are sometimes violent. Same with drunks or domestics. That they just have this like baby brain, childlike perspective on how things work. Like everybody's a good person. All cultures are beautiful. Everybody's the same.
Well, in their mind, the whole reason it escalates is because the cops are armed in the first place.
Right. If they weren't armed, then this wouldn't happen or something.
The guy who was just beating his wife with a beer bottle wouldn't be violent if it wasn't for the cops.
Well, it's even more basic than that. It's like, okay, if you're looking for somebody who's in the country illegally, you already have one thing you know for absolute certainty. This is someone who does not respect the law.
Yes.
Okay, so if you already know, if you have a boilerplate ground level understanding that you're going after people who do not respect the law, you cannot expect that they're not also going to be a danger, even if you don't have any information that they are a violent criminal, or at least a violent criminal that people see. Like I saw somebody say, well, domestic battery doesn't mean you should take a gun to something. Like, what the fuck? Okay, imagine domestic battery. Okay, a guy beats up his wife with his bare hands. This is somebody you wanted. And also, being unarmed does not mean not dangerous.
True.
It just drives me nuts that in this day and age,
I can make this better for you, Scribe.
Okay, all right, please do.
You see, what it is they do respect our laws. See, before the illegals come up here, they do diligent research into our laws to know that crossing the border is only a civil penalty, and so it's not as big a deal.
I see.
Illegals are known for their deep understanding of American law.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That they have Legal Eagle there to help them out. Tyrone, thank you. There's so many cop videos where a person is cool and then suddenly that person explodes.
Yeah.
Also, have you guys seen the articles of ICE agents getting bitten and maimed by protesters? I've heard
the one guy
the
got his
bitings.
finger bitten off the other day.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
But don't worry, man. There's no reason to think that these guys should be armed.
Cannibal communists.
I hate to correct you, Scribe. It's not nuts. It's bananas. BANANAS.
Bananas and rice everywhere.
All right. Here's where my joke about genocide came from.
Did I send you this?
Yes, you did.
That is I'll say that is an impressive beard, if nothing else.
See, you and I, this is where I'm going to tell my audience, if you look like this, I'm going to think you sound like this. Cut your fucking beard.
I'm also going to think that you probably hang out at bathhouses.
That are in dumpsters.
Or both.
Bathhouse dumpsters?
Oh, imagine the dumpster at a bathhouse. Oh.
This is
or
from
a dumpster
Cassandra,
turned into a bathhouse.
This is from Cassandra McDonald. I don't remember what her name used to be. I just want to point out, I went to just retweet her video and I couldn't do it because I forgot that bitch blocked me a long time ago for upsetting her.
Oh,
what is with all the fucking right-wing personalities on Twitter who are such fucking thin-skinned pussies?
Oh, it's everybody on it's every side on Twitter is a hypersensitive pussy somewhere. You know,
the things that I have said to the Krasensteins should have made them stop, or should have blocked me a long time ago. Instead, it made them follow me.
Yeah, they wanted the engagement. They're like, there's one of our biggest money makers right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, people like Cassandra, who I'm more agreeable to, he said one thing that I disagreed with. Bye. Don't be the left righties. We used to make fun of people for this shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
I still
Fairbanks
do.
was her last name.
Fairbanks, yeah. Okay, so anyway, this guy, she called him socialist dad. That's in quotes. She doesn't actually link to him. I don't know if that's his name or she's just attributing that to him. But he was upset the other day, y'all.
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Tyrai. Karl Marx's great grandson?
Fair.
He does look homeless enough, yeah.
As though they could consume the fear. I keep thinking about that quote. Yesterday, after what happened in Minneapolis, I had to go to work at night. And as I was going around town, I kept being amazed at how many people were just out at restaurants. Every restaurant was packed. Everything was packed. And there was just this vibrant energy and there was loud noise. There was loud volume in the restaurant. And I made an intentional effort to look at people the same day after what happened, or the day of what happened in Minneapolis with Alex Preddy. And none of these people were remotely bothered by the world and what is clearly an escalating situation.
You guys, people are eating when there's a genocide in Minneapolis.
Yeah, my God. Why aren't you as paranoid and terrified as I am of every little thing? One person died in the city. That you don't know. We should all freak out. Oh my God, how dare you?
I want him to show his dedication to how upset he is at these shootings and never eat again.
There you go. Yeah, go on a hunger strike.
He was so upset he could almost not look his wife's boyfriend in the eyes while he sat in the closet.
Can you believe that these people had dinner instead of sitting in their car and making a video about how upset they were?
Yes.
Well,
you're asking sarcastically. Sorry.
I think he lives there, Monkey.
We are in a state of collective denial, and collective denial is much more powerful than individual observation.
They didn't go in and gun down a bunch of elementary kids, dude.
Even if they had, you can still have dinner.
No, Monkey. No dinners. Dinners were forbidden under the sadness rules. If I'm sad, the world must stop and agree with me. Narcissists.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. There's bad shit happening literally right now.
What? But I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Even in Minneapolis, by a liberal who thought the shooting was bad, there is a bad thing that one of them is doing right now. I promise you.
I mean, there probably is a drunk girl nearby.
It's just the statistical reality of it. I'm not going to stop eating. I've seen some shit that has pissed me off. It didn't stop me from eating or enjoying my family because the world at large, yes, things need to be changed and fixed, blah, 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 but life still goes on.
Can you imagine being married to someone like this? Like, you want to go get some dinner? How can you think about eating at a time like this?
Yeah. Is that all you can think about?
Yeah. Gross. You know what's awesome though? Alan. Thank you, Alan, for the generous tip. Hello, my friend. Hi, Alan. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate it.
No one thing I could see or say to them would change them or shake them from this collective denial, but it was still very shocking.
How do you know they're in denial? I'm just going to play some devil's advocate. How do you know that they weren't not only not in denial, but eating, celebrating that death?
Well, they weren't out on the street protesting, Monkey. That's why.
But that's not what denial means. Denial means you don't believe it's happening.
Well, by not protesting, you're ignoring the gravity of the situation, and therefore you're just ignoring it completely. You're in denial. You're in denial of the severity of it.
But see, again, that's not what denial means.
No, monkey. If you're not actively showing up and putting your body on the line to resist, Monkey, then anything you do elsewise is in denial of reality.
And supporting
passion. Alan says, hello, Monkey. Hello, sir. Hope you're well. Thank you so much for that.
Also, I think Jim made a really good point. Ukraine's a literal war zone and people still vacation there.
Yeah, true.
So
this is just like, it's like arguing with my wife when she's like, you don't understand. And I do understand. I just disagree.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not in denial. I get what you're saying. I saw what happened with my own two eyes from several different angles, and I'm gonna have dinner again tomorrow.
Yeah, you see, it's one of those things where you have to understand that you can accept, you can entertain an idea or a notion without having to accept it.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Like I can live and I can acknowledge that, yeah, that thing happened, but I am under no obligation to feel about it the same way you do, and you're under you have no power to make me feel like you do.
To be fair, the three of us do this for a living. This is our job, technically, or a job for Scribe. Scribe has a real grown-up job.
Yeah, it's true.
But a lot of people, normal people, aren't online all the time because they have kids, families, friends. So they may not even know about this whole fiasco, or they may not they just don't care. They're like, oh, some dude got shot by the feds. Okay, so let's go to Chili's.
Yeah.
That they don't care. Their entire life doesn't revolve around your ideology, weirdo. Filthy hobo.
I'm not obligated to care. I'm in a country where I can make my own decisions, and if that means that I can't be part of the Care Bear Fun Club, then so be it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll just have to find something else to do with my time.
But this is where they get dangerous, is this idea that if you're not on their side, you're just in denial.
Well, not only are you in denial, but you're an enemy. That's the other thing, too. We got this. You're on the one side or the other. There is no in-between. There is no nuance. And so all those people in those restaurants are, I bet you dollars of donuts, if he doesn't say it out loud, he's thinking it. They are on the side of ICE. They are Trump supporters. They can't be trusted, yada, yada, yada. Did my internet go out?
No, it's Monkey.
Oh.
Okay,
because everything goes silent. I get paranoid. Like, what happened?
No, I just had nothing to add. You were doing quite well there.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, it's the Jack and Scribe show.
Yeah.
Oh, look, here's Dogcat Fox. Dogcat Fox is here to say hello. Wowie, wow, wow.
He's got a Shiba Inu. Oh my god.
No, this is a Dogcat Fox.
Oh, that's a Shiba Inu. Don't lie.
No, it is a Dogcat Fox. TM. Dogcat Fox.
Fucking
What?
No, huh?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, my microphone went out again.
Hello, monkey, my old friend. Your internet has shit the bed.
No, it wasn't the internet that time.
Oh.
That was my microphone.
Oh.
Anyway, back to dumbass here. Oh, wait, there was a donation that I was reading when my mic was like, nah, bro. Where did that go? Hang on 1 second. Thank you, Chaos One. Monk is eating and enjoying his family. I'm eating and I'm enjoying my family.
You're not enjoying your family that you're eating, correct?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
good.
Them as a meal. That's a whole Titus Andronicus thing going on.
I saw eating Raoul. You do you. Just don't give me any.
Yeah.
To see. I walked around all day yesterday with the heavy weight of what is happening in this world right now, and specifically in the United States. It is heavy.
You need to be in an asylum.
Maybe if you wash your beard, it'll be less heavy.
But all these people in their restaurants laughing, dining, making eye contact with each other as though nothing is happening.
Making eye
contact?
They should be looking down and down, like, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah, not making eye contact is usually a sign of shame, you asshole.
Yeah.
They're making eye contact.
Look into my eyes. I am a noble.
Do you think he would have made this video if he walked through the restaurant and everything else was the same? There's laughter and everything, but no eye contact?
Yeah, that would be weird. That'd be like a Twilight Zone episode.
Dude, people laughing and not making eye contact with you, that's some Joker level shit, man. I'd be terrified. Be like, what are you up to?
I just love the eye contact part of that. Like, really? Okay.
How much you want to bet this guy can't look people in the eye?
Yeah, that's also a good point.
Well, he's wearing those military no fucks and nobody wants to look him in the eye.
It reminded me of that quote, which was from Paris, as the Germans were advancing and eventually occupy.
We
Paris.
surrender?
There are lots of people like you and me
Oh.
looking around at the restaurants packed, the nightlife packed, and saying like, "What? How can you not see what is happening?" But of course,
Nazi.
Okay, people eating in Minneapolis is the same as Parisians eating when the Germans are almost in Paris.
Well, I mean, given the fact that, you know, ICE is the Gestapo, I guess it's just carrying the analogy forward.
But I hear you, I do. But ICE isn't like invading with another army that's going to change the way they have to live their lives completely.
They certainly are, Monkey. They're trying to take over. This is Trump's private army taking over the state, imposing law and martial law, trying to. I've heard this phrase used several times. I've heard kidnapped. I've also heard disappeared.
Yes.
Now, disappeared has a very specific connotation when you talk about some of the juntas and things that took place in South America in the 80s and so on. People being disappeared it has been used as in reference to what ICE is doing. So that is the level of evil that they attribute to ICE right now. So, of course, what he's talking about from his perspective is absolutely true. They are an occupying army and trying to change the way of life of Minnesotans.
Frosted Glass, thank you. I'd tell the waiter it was the guy's birthday.
And then they come out clapping, happy, happy birthday.
Welcome back, Jack.
Sorry about that. Plug the internet.
Okay, I'm done with this guy. How do you get this upset by that to where you're like, it's just like, I get what you're saying, Scribbles, that in his world, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you get to that point with this other than this is why this is all about propaganda, guys, because that's what's going on. What we're seeing is to scare people like him into thinking that the Nazis are literally on his doorstep.
Monkey, it's the better part of a decade of propaganda and indoctrination. The day Donald Trump declared himself a presidential candidate, this all started, and it's been going on for almost literally a decade now. And when you have a decade of people both in academia and politics and online, and you have this tribal thing being built up, you have a decade of people just marinating in that. This guy was an example, the result of that.
Frank, thank you. Dem officials have been calling it Trump's ICE. Yes, they have.
Mm-hmm.
But they've also been calling it Trump's Gestapo.
Right.
Big Bad ICE agent, thank you. I hope the Somalis and other illegals don't find out one true weakness that will get us fired.
Stairs?
100% deportation, indeed.
Oh.
That all of this comes down to, if you're mad about what's going on in Minnesota, you should be mad at the Democrats who allowed all of these fucking illegals in.
Yes. Yeah. Why is ICE there in the first place?
I do want to correct you on one thing that you said there, Scribbles, because you said ever since Trump announced. You're wrong about that. Ever since Julie Steinle.
Julie Stein?
The chick who got shot in San Francisco by the illegal who happened to find an FBI agent's gun.
Oh,
Kate Steinle, thank you.
Okay.
Kate Steinle, ever since her shooting, because before that, Trump announces and they all just come out and call him racist because of his speech that he gave.
Right.
He said they're not sending their best. And at first it worked. Trump kind of slides out of the media. They've done their job of silencing him, of canceling him for being this. And then she gets killed and his numbers spike.
Right.
Because people are like, yeah, the illegals are a problem. And that is what set them all off. Not just beating Hillary, beating Hillary just made it worse. But that's when they realized their power was starting to slip.
Okay,
because
fair enough.
Before then, they took out Gary Hart because he had sex.
Yeah,
who was the guy that had the haircut?
Monkey business.
The guy with the haircut.
Yeah, one of the candidates of the Democrat Party got a $400 haircut, and they threw.
Oh, it was John
Edwards.
John
Yeah,
Edwards.
John Edwards.
No, well, he had a whole raft of other
had a lot
problems
of
aside from
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
we
there's
don't really
a
have
great
problem
video.
with
I got to
Spike
plug a video. A friend of mine. So look up Matt Orchard, Crime and Society. He does a great video on the John Edwards story and breaks it down, all the details, things that I didn't even know about. So look up Matt Orchard.
This is John Edwards, the politician, not the fake psychic.
Right. Right.
Gigi Evans, thank you. According to Tampon Tim, he's been hiding in his attic and Frank with a family of Somalis while he writes about his period.
Yeah, did you hear that he had some like come to Jesus call with Trump yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so he puts out a statement on his Twitter, but then he puts out a full statement on paywalled Wall Street Journal for some reason, talking about how he and Donald Trump had a conversation. Donald Trump posted on Truth Social about this, and how they've apparently come to some kind of accord where local authorities are going to be working with ICE in some way, shape, or form. I don't know the extent of this, but both of them have said it happened, so I believe that it happened.
Yeah,
and Tim Walz was diplomatic in his language about it.
My guess would be Trump said, "We have the receipts. You better calm down."
Yeah, that's how I do.
Real quickly, I got two more to get real quick. Rogaine, thank you. This has been going on since civil rights movement. If you're talking about propaganda, sure, but
sure.
The escalation that happens in 2015, 2016 is astounding.
Real quick, Dangerous Spaces says, didn't John Edwards cheat on his wife with cancer? No, he cheated on his wife with a woman.
She had cancer at the time.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Oh, wait, the people have France in World War II should have used their cell phones and social media to tell what's happening. Oh, wait, now the Chinese didn't know what injustice is going on in the next town over because of the CCP communication control. Hey, Hassan told me that China's much better about freedom of expression than we are. And Rogaine, thank you. MLK and Harvey Milk brought this on. I don't think you can blame it on those two specifically.
That's a while back.
This is brought, you want the truth? This has been brought on by a century of communist influence in the United States. It infiltrates first Hollywood, then academia. That's what got us here.
Yeah.
And it's been ramped up in the last 10 or 15 years to the nth degree.
Because, I mean, we see in the 80s the rise to push everybody through college, which, seriously, most people don't need to go to. But you see this rise of that. And what can you do in college that at the time you couldn't do in your everyday primary school? Preach communist bullshit.
Yeah.
And you get kids away from their parents, too. Parental influence is minimal in college.
And you hit them right as they're coming out, starting to start their life, when most people at the time would have been going out and getting their first job. Like, no. You're still a child. Let me teach you how to talk. The Northern Gentleman, thank you so much. World War II, the wrong side won. I disagree. If you're talking about the commies, yeah, because we should have taken them out next. It was a war of convenience that we were on the same side because Hitler attacks Stalin.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy.
Yep. And then when that was over, we should have moved on to Moscow.
Oh, well.
Yeah. That communism has risen doesn't mean that the communist Nazis should have risen.
Yeah.
Don't forget, they were just as commie. They were socialists, so they're not as commie. They were leaning socialism, the step to communism.
So socialism just sounds so nice, though.
Read your manifesto. All right. Next, we got a crazy lady, because these are fun. I love crazy ladies on here. And look at that. It's a white woman with a nose ring.
And does she have, are those horns? What is
No,
that?
they're hold their hair. Their hair.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I had a blind date with a girl that looked a lot like this.
And the septum. Oh my God, that nose ring is like the biggest red flag to me.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
facial piercing. I don't care.
Well,
where
that one in particular makes it look like you're a cow that's got a lead on you or a bull or something. It's like, oh, you can.
Well, yeah, it's the communism lead.
So many people are sleeping on all the other ones because this became the big thing. Oh, the nose ring, the septum ring. If they have the booger ring on the side of their nose, they have them up in their eyebrow, their lip, their cheek.
Yeah.
She has all those. She's got the septum ring. She's got a nose ring off to our left.
Right over here.
And then she's got on her left eye, our right side, she has the eyebrow pierced.
Now, see, when I was a younger lad, that wasn't a red flag yet. I knew some really, really cool and hot goth girls that had like the little side nose piercing and everything. But now it's become a signal.
Scribbles.
Yeah.
Yes. I need to help you here a little bit.
Oh, please do.
They might have been cool goth girls, but the fact that they were goth girls is a red flag.
It all depends.
It doesn't mean it's a political. Yeah, it's not a political red flag necessarily.
No, it wasn't a political red flag. It all depends on where their gothiness was coming from. Well, no, I mean, it depends. Was she like Wiccan goth and like really like flighty, spiritual, whatever? Or was she like, I love vampires goth? That's different.
How deep of a cut are we talking?
Flighty is also not a good trait.
Well, I know. Like I say, I stayed away from these sort of bohemian, spiritual, whatever, occult goths. But then the ones that were just like, I like vampires, like, okay, we can work together.
I like the goth aesthetic. Women, you guys look really good that way. But if I see you wearing it, I'm going to immediately assume your dad or uncle or somebody touched you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but if they let their uncle touch them, then I probably
No, I didn't say let. I did not say let.
Jesus.
Anyway. All right, daddy issues. Let's hear you.
You sorry cock-sucking sons of a bitches that think.
Put your dick away.
Whoa.
Put your dick away, sweetie.
Shut your cock holster, lady.
Why is she so homophobic?
Well, she's not necessarily homophobic because, I mean, you could be a female cocksucker.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
That's true. I mean, most of them are, if we're being honest. Most cocksuckers are women.
Fair enough.
Sucking sons of a bitches that think that
Well, she does say sons of bitches, and that is male, isn't it? Isn't it?
Well, I don't know how those chicks
identify. That was homophobic.
you're just gonna go and fucking arrest a bunch of protesters because they're out there doing something you're too afraid to fucking do.
You think ICE is arresting protesters because they're too afraid to protest?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't go protest because A, I don't care about this cause. This is stupid. B, I pay the electric bill and gas bill so that I don't have to go outside because I don't want to be homeless. C, fuck off.
As far as the cause part, I mean, this is the, I mean, setting aside everything else, political sides or otherwise, the thing that has baffled me from the beginning of this is, what do they hope to achieve if they actually want things to change?
Hold that thought, because we're going to get to what they want to achieve in a moment.
Okay.
Alan, thank you. Will you say hello, Scribe? Wait, hang on a second. It popped down on my screen. Will you say hello, Scribe, and Dog Cat Fox for me? Thank you.
Well, proceed, monkey.
I think they want you to say hello.
No, he's saying say hello to Scribe.
This is okay. Well, let's both do it. Let's both do it. You do your bit and I'll do mine.
Hello, Scribe and Dog Cat Fox.
Hello, Alan Thyler, from me and Dog Cat Fox. Wowie, wow, wow.
Hey, Alan, just in regular chat, which one of us was right? And GG Evans, thank you. With all the metal piercings their bodies already, it makes you wonder why they complain about being pew-pewed. The cops are just giving them a belly ring.
Oh.
Maybe Renee Good, that guy, he was just trying to pierce the septum for her. I don't know. I wasn't there.
If she's got an innie, it's like a target, right? You're supposed to with your
Renee Good was just a bad William Tell act.
Yes.
Now, to be fair, as far as we know, she wasn't actually hit in the head. That was just a rumor started.
Oh, Alan says we were both right. Fair enough.
Okay, good.
As long as I was right, I'm okay. Back to the crazy lady.
They're out there fighting for our freedom, and they're out.
No, they're not.
I would just like to say to any protester out there fighting for my freedom, go home.
Yeah, stay warm
Yeah.
for crying
Yeah,
out loud.
don't-
At least nothing else.
You're not fighting for anybody's freedom except a bunch of criminals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need you fighting for me, homie.
I kept
Out there
waiting for her to do the little bird hands and the head shake like Jamie Presley would do on My Name is Earl.
I just love that she goes to they're fighting for our freedom, like they're signing up for the army.
They're heroes, monkey.
Yeah,
Their names
they're-
will be remembered in song for generations.
they're
Don't
warriors.
worry, sweetie. Soros will make sure they get combat pay.
Oh, yeah.
fighting for our right for free speech, cause fuck you, all 2,000 of you fucking National Guardsmen, you brave ass fucking.
I don't know why you did air quotes to National Guardmen. I mean, they're literally in the National Guard.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
National Guard was handing out donuts to the protesters.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
not
Why should-
counting them
yeah.
as allies of
The
freedom.
National Guard isn't that what Tim Walz called up to keep the peace? Or am I
Yeah, well, he called them up, and I guess they're there to protect the protesters, from what I
Right.
can tell.
Soldiers, you think you're gonna march in those streets and tell those people to shut the fuck up? That is what you decided to fight for. You chose to defend us against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and
The Guard haven't done anything.
What is she
What is
talking
she
about?
talking
The
about?
Guard?
The National
The
Guard,
National
they
Guard.
haven't done anything.
Yeah, the Guard is. I mean, they're effectively a benign presence in this entire situation thus far, as far as I know, unless something else happened.
I
Yeah,
loved
she's-
her bringing up the all enemies, foreign and domestic,
Right, and the domestic part.
and missing
And
the
foreign.
relevance there.
Yeah.
Maybe we're misunderstanding this whole thing, and she wants the National Guard to beat down the
Oh.
protesters.
Stoner,
That'd be
it's your
funny.
birthday. Around here, we do
Uh-oh.
this. I did get the name right? Yeah, Stoner 0046. Can I please have a birthday song? Yes. This one is for you. Oh, it's his 71st birthday and 36th wedding anniversary. Damn.
Wow.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, good
Stamina.
job.
Well, Stoner, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Stoner. Happy birthday.
to
you. Happy birthday, Stoner. I hope you have a good one. I really do.
Yeah.
I was singing today. We were watching my son's youngest, and I always sing with the girls or sing to the girls. And I start singing, and she looks at me and goes, "Stop."
Did she put her hand up towards your mouth? Like
She
"Stop."
did. No, not towards my mouth, but she puts her hand and goes, "Stop."
Nice.
And I was like, wait, is she offended at my singing? So then I sang Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round, and she was fine with that.
Oh, okay.
It
So it was the
apparently was my
selection and not the
song
voice.
choice.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they have a button that was like skip track.
Yes.
So she was just like, no, I
Did-
don't like this one.
Did she say it in like a sassy way, or was it just
No, it was a matter of fact way. Stop.
just stop?
Beard Devil makes a good point. On the back windshield, you can see the word Palestine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It is
Written
free
in
Palestine.
dirt. Good job, lady.
But is
Clean
she
your car.
did she write it the right? Oh no, it's because the camera reverses it, right? Because
Yeah,
otherwise-
it's the-
yeah.
The
Okay.
angle's inverted. Real
Gotcha,
quick though, thank you, Evolved Potato. Is it too much to ask for a peppy blonde that just likes goth aesthetic so dresses that way? I know the answer is yes, but a guy can dream, can't he? Dream of
Yeah.
something that will never happen.
You're thinking of the live-in with the Munsters, the normal
the
blonde girl and
niece.
everything. Yeah. Mhm.
Maryland. Yeah,
Yes.
look, man, it's out there somewhere. You just got to find it.
Rare.
Decadia, thank you so much. I have no idea what the Dems think they're getting out of this. Plays well with the base, but I see independents fleeing. Also, don't worry about my name. It's
It's an election year. It's an election year. That's what that's primarily it. Draw the lines.
Their point being that they think that this is only going to the base, but I implore you to go watch Penguin Zero. He did a video about the shooting of Alex douchebag,
Mhm.
where it's like, this is unacceptable. Do you understand how unacceptable this is? What happened here?
Yeah.
So you don't get yourself in such a bubble where you're only hearing your side. And I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose, but if all you're doing is getting it from the normal people that you watch and they're all on the same page, go see what other people are saying. People who might not normally even talk about politics.
Yeah, the message is bleeding over into moderates.
It's working
in a lot of places, and in an election year, as many votes as they can get to try to fight the power. This is the only leverage they have right now to try to defeat Trump and the Republicans in the midterms. At this point, they got nothing else. They have no other accomplishments. They've got nothing to brag about. This is it.
Yeah, as I say constantly, never trust a satanic pedo communist, even if those three are all redundant words. Real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. Don't worry, Jack. I sent you the savior of two falling giants. Comics and Star Wars are both saved. They are releasing a one-shot Jar Jar Binks in February. Oh, God. Thank you, pop culture. Jesus, you have answered our prayers.
All right. Let's get back to Crazy Lady.
I'm sad that exists.
Failed, and that's why they're out there on those streets. So who the fuck are you to tell them to shut the fuck up? Why don't you grow a pair, take off your mask, and tell me your fucking name?
This is when I said when you were talking a minute ago, Scribe, about what's the end goal.
Mm-hmm.
I see this a lot from them. Take off your mask. I wanted the protesters in 2020 to take off their masks because I think a lot of them would have been arrested for it.
Right.
Why do you need the cop's name and to see his face?
Yeah.
What's your goal with that?
Oh, I can tell you that.
I know. Yeah.
I can tell you exactly. Did I give you that clip, Monkey, of the retaliation clip?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'll find it real fast as soon as my fucking browser loads. Somebody came out and said we are going to hunt them all down and arrest them.
Oh,
citizens arrest.
Did she give her own name? Actually, she does right here, and I'm not playing it
because you respect her privacy.
It's unimportant to what she said. I'm more interested in what she says rather than what her name is. Moist Critical is a leftist. Don't be fooled. Thank you, Chuck. I know he leans left, but he doesn't typically talk about politics.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about video games or weird shit that's going on.
Internet drama.
A lot of his audience is not tuning into him. They're not tuning into him the way they tune into Hassan. But now his whole audience, millions of kids, are like, I can't believe that they murdered this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. This is that's what I'm talking about. Did you find it, Jack?
No. Yeah, I didn't send it to you, but I did find it. It's in the side chat.
Oh God, is this one that's only going to come through one? I fucking hate audio that only comes through one speaker.
Sorry.
This is a small.
You didn't do it.
You don't know.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are.
Do you guys even really know what Nazi stood for? Honestly,
you know what? If they had any concept of what the Nazis actually did, of what the Gestapo were actually like, their heads would explode.
Yeah.
They have no concept. They have no sense of history or of reality when they use that phrase to describe federal law enforcement.
No, but it evokes imagery, and that's all they care about.
I know.
The most vile thing possible. These people won't be they'd be terrified to speak in public if these were actual Nazis.
Yeah, exactly.
Get beat up by a bunch of brown shirts.
Yeah, and all that footage you see of the federal officers standing in a line and just kind of keeping things orderly and trying to, corral people as cars drive by out of federal buildings. Yeah, they would just be mowing you down. If they were actual Gestapo, they wouldn't hesitate. Every time they pulled someone in to arrest them, there wouldn't be an arrest. There'd be a shot fired. This has been stupid forever, and it's stupid now. And to have public officials. Every time I hear a public official compare someone on the other side of the aisle as a Nazi, it doesn't matter which side, whether you're calling Barack Obama a Nazi or Donald Trump a Nazi. Like, stop. Just stop.
He's going to get a lot dumber. Don't worry.
I know.
But before we get there, I just have to play this for a second.
Uh-oh.
And all I see is propaganda.
Oh,
I'm with him on that.
Wait, they're eating food while it's going on. Monkey.
Oh my God!
I know.
During a time like
in
this,
a restaurant, and I believe they make eye contact.
Oh my god.
That's Dax's song Propaganda. If you guys haven't heard it, check it out. I fucking love that song.
Oh.
Anyway.
In a country of 350 million, we outnumber them.
What? So what are you suggesting be done, dipshit?
He's getting there. He's
Okay, okay.
I just want to point out, in a country of 350 million, we outnumber the federal government, the military, literally everything except for the entire collection of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we outnumber them. No shit.
And when anybody says we, as though everybody's in one monolith hive mind on his side of the argument, which is just... Ugh.
If you're not with them, you're against them, right?
Yeah.
If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities.
Oh, so you're the Mossad now? Oh, you're going to get revenge for Munich? Is that what you're... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Keep in mind, a lot of the people they hunted down did not stand trial because they executed them.
Yeah, no, it was outright assassination. Oh, yeah, no.
The ones that they did track down, most of them got executed too.
Yeah, and most of those were like named like famous individuals. Everybody else on the low end, you never even heard about it.
Back it up a couple seconds so we can get the full context to what he's saying here. Please.
What context did we miss?
No.
Down the way they hunted down Nazis.
Hang on.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are. In a country of 350 million, we outnumber them. If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find you. We will achieve justice. And
okay,
who is this guy?
What is this? Who is this?
This is the district attorney of Philadelphia.
Oh, jeez.
What's happening? Never mind. Okay, homie, go ahead and track him down to get justice. Justice would be you leaving him the fuck alone. They didn't do anything.
The fact that he is the district attorney means he is in a position to write warrants to arrest people.
Sure.
He's not some random nobody. He's not a senator. This man actually has the power of arrest. He can get people arrested, and you can indict a ham sandwich in a grand jury.
Yeah.
Easy there, Judge Dredd, right?
Good luck. I mean, you use the word get justice. You use those words, and justice doesn't mean putting people in jail that you don't like.
No,
and especially comparing it to hunting down the Nazis.
Yeah, they are zealots. Did you get that Rumble rant?
What Rumble rant?
From Rocco.
Oh no! Why is my Rumble's stuck at the top? Sorry about that, Rocco. Trump never said worst of the worst. He said, and I quote, "the worst first." Why does the media keep repeating this lie? Okay, well, they've actually started to change that because people have pointed that out. Mm-hmm. And plus, 70% of ICE arrests are the worst of the worst. But they do that because they remember the timeline. Trump says we are going to deport all the illegals. That's what he was saying. And they were like, but you can't do it. How do you accomplish that? They were trying to paint him as a liar, that he's not going to be able to get this done for you. So don't vote for him for that reason. And then he comes in and between self-deportations and deportations, almost 3 million people in the first year, which by the Democrats' count, that takes less than 4 years to get rid of all of the illegals. So they have to change something else. And so then they start going to the actual Democrat.
Uh-oh. Lose monkey again.
Megatron has fallen. I am in command. Oh,
sorry. The worst of the worst line comes from the Democrats. They're the ones who say we should only go after career criminals or violent criminals, unless they're rapists, in which case they think they should stay. Don't take my word for it. 157 of them voted against getting rid of rapists and child molesters.
Hey, Monkey, over in the side chat. So the details on the Arizona Border Patrol shooting just came out.
Oh,
And I put up that there's the link in the chat has a breakdown, but just as a summary, and it's kind of weird because this is the example I brought up earlier about, U.S. citizen does not mean you're indemnified from law enforcement. Yeah, so Border Patrol was trying to break up a human smuggling deal, and they shot a guy who was running away from them and fired a gun at them. And the guy that they shot, U.S. citizen, Arizona resident, who was a human traffic smuggler.
Pro tip: if you don't want to get shot by the feds, don't shoot at them.
Yeah, that helps too. But here's the thing. He was helping the people that we're trying to protect in Minnesota, right? So he should be a hero to the people protesting in Minnesota, correct?
I just want to point
he's
out
a freedom. He's a freedom enabler.
The thing I just said, Democrats voted against getting rid of rapists and pedophiles, and this is about a human trafficker. Weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
They really are defending the biggest degenerate scumbags on the planet. It's really impressive.
They are. It's amazing to me how often we talk about these guys, and they are defending literal scum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you do that? How do you make these horrible people your martyrs?
Yeah. It's like, we're going to disrupt law enforcement operations that are here to capture pedophiles. So the safety of our children and our community are less important than some righteous cause against the federal government trying to get rid of pedophiles.
All right, our last major topic of the night, us, we go all over the place. Is this, before I go listen to Dax's propaganda again.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. This demonstrates why I think if we want to progress as a society, all slurs should be destigmatized. If people are saying the N-word all the time, it loses its power. As evidence, when's the last time you heard someone call you a Nazi or racist? Or when's the last time you cared? I haven't cared about that in a really long time.
For the record, I mean, that kind of happened back in the 90s. There was a time when a black person calling another black person the N-word was considered a major slur.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's a common greeting. Chuck, thank you again. Dems aren't upside down. They shift opposite. Look, I don't even feel right calling them Democrats. So that's just the label that they are. These are commie agitators. It's what they are. They want a fall of the Western world. It is a fight that has been going on since the 40s. Well, in Cold War inspired. And they haven't given up, and they're starting to win. They really are.
Oh, they've made a lot of progress.
And all of this shit needs called out for what it was. But we have our PSA. We like to give you guys some practical knowledge to help you in your everyday life.
Back America, where we prepare ourselves for the resistance by building shit for cheap. A few months back, I showed you guys how to make a lightweight self-defense shield, but I knew I could do better, so today we're going to improve on our design. This old range...
Yep. We're watching Antifa's shield making operation.
Ooh, is it made out of vibranium and antimatter mix?
No, plastic and more plastic.
No, man.
Liquefied dinosaurs.
There you go. Hey, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Barrel was $20 on Marketplace, and I can get 3 shields out of it. I've had this jigsaw for about 10 years, and it finally died during this project, but...
It didn't die. The blade came off.
The blade broke, you idiots.
It's still going.
Nope, it's worthless now. Time to buy a new one.
All good things must come to an end, and we're going to finish it with the Sawzall. I'm using one of...
Instead of buying a blade, you can use a Sawzall for this. This is not a big deal, but...
I personally wouldn't have used it like that.
Me neither.
That's how you accidentally cut your leg.
How much disposable income does this guy have?
I would have just went out and bought a $2 blade for my jigsaw.
I am going to tell you this right now. That's probably not his equipment. It's probably his dad's, and he's in his backyard. Because he mentions his dad later, pointlessly.
these drums because they're impact resistant and lightweight, so you can remain fairly mobile while protecting.
They're impact resistant. I'm just going to be honest with you, homie. You'd probably be better off going with a metal drum.
This kind of reminds me. Remember the guy, Project Grizzly, the guy that was trying to make the grizzly bear proof suit back in the 90s,
Oh,
2000s. That's what this reminds me of already.
I was thinking of Junkyard Wars.
Oh yeah, that too. That's a good one.
Did you guys talk about Ilhan Omar being attacked? Thank you, Rodline. I didn't see her being attacked.
Yeah, some dumb fuck ran up and sprayed her at a speech she was giving, and it honestly, I think it might have been staged, but yeah, he sprayed her with some water. If you want to pull the clip up.
Nah, I don't care.
It took a little too long for security to get the guy, though.
I'm just going to go with the Don Lemon thing and say that we have a right to protest and free speech.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
don't make victims out of people that want to be victims. Don't give them that credibility. Real quick though, thank you, Okie Native. So speaking of America's immigration policies, I'm not allowed in Mexico because they deport you if you're there illegally. In short, I have the best excuse to tell my special lady friend I can't go to her best friend's wedding in Cabo. Yeah, I mean, that does get you out of it and probably saves you a few $1,000s too, because it ain't cheap to go to Cabo. That plane ticket's expensive.
Analin says this guy makes a lot of okay stuff. I'll have to take your word on it because right now he's making a shield for protesting out of a garbage can.
It's a water jug.
Protecting yourself from non-lethal projectiles. Although it does seem more and more these days that the lethal ones are what we really need to start preparing for. You might notice.
That's the line where I was like, oh, I'm sending this to Monkey.
Then it's a really good idea that you're making a plastic shield.
Plastic repulses lots of things, Monkey. It's got the power of dead dinosaurs condensed into it.
That I'm not sounding as gleeful and haha jokey as I usually am in these videos. Frankly, I'm just not feeling it right now. I have this old shitty tarp that's got a bunch of holes in it anyway, so I'm going to use it to reinforce the shield's durability. I'm layering.
Reinforce the durability of the shield with a tarp and liquid resin.
Well, depending on how you use it, it can do that, sure. I mean, his theory. I mean, but setting aside the purpose he means to use it for, what he's making here is not completely useless as a shield for mundane attacks. Let's say
he's making trash.
Wait, no, look. Yes, Bondo. We'll get there. The shield that he's making here, you might as well be out there with the Umbrella Squad from 2020.
Yeah, if the cops were throwing random objects at these guys, like they throw rocks and frozen water bottles at the cops aren't throwing those at them.
No.
Like then maybe this shield would be kind of useful. Like this is something we'd make in Boy Scouts for capture the flag.
Yes.
You could block non-lethal beanbag rounds. This would probably block that. Gas canister, you could deflect it.
Foot.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying that, if for non-lethal type stuff, this would work.
I will say this probably would have protected that one guy from getting shot in the nuts with the pepper ball.
That was hilarious, yeah.
But I mean, he's talking about we got to start preparing for lethal force too.
Oh yeah, no, that's the part that's nut balls. That's nuts.
Yeah.
What gets me is even the pepper balls, though. This isn't going to be that effective because they create a dust cloud.
Yes.
That's the whole point of them. So if they hit your shield, now that shield where's that going? It's going up and down. So it's going right into your face.
Well, presumably, if they're bringing a pre-prepared shield to this, they probably also have their dust mask / gas mask with them too.
Probably, because they have their stupid little uniforms.
Technically, putting this tarp across it reinforces it, but it reinforces it the same way that if you take a piece of paper and glue it to a stick, you reinforce the stick.
Yeah. I would have been more impressed if it was animal hide. But because then that requires some effort. You look like you hunted that, which they did.
And animal hide has been used for shields for a long time. Yeah,
it's way cooler looking than a blue tarp that you stole from your dad's car that he has out front.
If he did more than one layer of the tarp, then that would that would be more effective.
I mean,
but I don't know what he's doing.
Dr.
So.
Functional, his intent is retarded.
Yes, his intent is retarded. His theory technically is sound-ish, but not. I don't encourage any of it.
If somebody's hitting you with a baton, yeah, the shield would work. But putting the extra tarp in front of it isn't going to change the impact of that hitting the shield. It's
no.
This is retarded.
Well, it's even more retarded because these guys don't train with it. They have no idea how to actually use a shield in a fight, or how to coordinate each other to create a shield wall or anything useful like that. They're just like, I got a shield. It's the mentality of like an 8-year-old. Seriously, we did this shit in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, where's the Antifa? Let's do a phalanx training video.
Oh my god, that's classic. But at least that would be like they would practice with it then, and maybe get some tactics, no matter how pointlessly useless they are in these scenarios.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick though, thank you, Okie Native again. The second time I was deported back to the U.S. border with Mexico. They told me in no uncertain terms they were cutting me some slack and not sending me to prison. Wow. And an aside, Mexico City has some of the best Chinese food in the world.
How can you eat at a restaurant at a time like this?
There's a genocide in Minnesota. Antifa fight training videos are a hoot. I love Antifa fight training videos.
I guess there would be ones, wouldn't there? Yeah.
The ones that we watch that one, Jack, where the lady teaches you how to snatch and grab to de-arrest people, and she does it with a fucking stool in her house.
We didn't do. I don't think we watched it on the show, but I think we talked about it off air. Oh, that was so beautiful.
For the record, after we watched it, I saw 2 more videos of people saying the same thing. They didn't do the demonstration with anything. They just showed how you wrap around their. If you just wrap around their waist and run, you'll de-arrest them.
Yeah, because nobody ever fights back in those situations. Nobody ever counter measures you. No, it's just that it's a get out of jail free card. Like, all right, you try and grab me slowly with this banana. Idiots.
Thank you, Understatement. This guy needs to watch Firing Through 100 Frying Pans or other challenges. If it can get through 10 frying pans, wait a second. I can get to 10 frying pans. This isn't working at all. You don't understand, man. He's smart.
Oh yeah. For bullets, he's in deep trouble.
And Gigi, thank you. They should cosplay as the Legion with sports equipment, but these clowns aren't the athletic type. They're one step away from yelling retribution.
Man.
And Kyle, thank you. We all know plastic shields have a +2 armor class bonus. It gives you an additional bonus action every long rest.
There you go. Yeah, it counts as light armor, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god, if one of them showed up with a dice tower and dropped some dice, I rolled a 16. You can't hit me this turn.
Fireball!
We had back in 2020 a guy who dressed up. Remember the Wicker Shield guy? He had a whole Wicker outfit.
Oh yeah. Wicker Man. He was great.
Wicker Man, yeah.
I do kind of miss those protesters because they were some of the dumbest fucking people. And I think when it warms up, if this shit's still going on, it's going to be exciting.
With this fiberglass resin, which is what they use to repair boats and cars and shit, and it's pretty fucking strong stuff. My dad has a sick Mustang that's been wrecked probably a dozen times from various whoopsie-doos, but the man is an artiste with the Bondo, and every time they crash it, he's got that car looking good as new. You can see after 24 hours, this stuff dries rock hard, unlike the micropeens of these fucking insecure Gestapo terrorizing the country, but the edges are kind of sharp.
I knew he was going to, as soon as you said rock hard, I saw he's going to make a dick joke. I just didn't know it.
I thought that story about his dad was weird and pointless.
Mm-hmm.
His dad needs to learn to drive better.
Yeah, apparently his dad probably shouldn't be driving at all.
Is your car now bulletproof? Yes, Understatement. It's got Bondo on it.
We need to have like the A-Team building stuff music going on in the background.
So, funny side story. I was watching the A-Team the other day. And there's an episode where they're going to go rescue Murdoch, and they're doing the montage, and Murdoch's in the montage.
Yes, there's a couple of those.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing about. Yeah. That's hilarious.
I just love that he thought he had to explain Bondo.
Right. What is this stuff? Oh, it's great.
Some heavy duty duct tape. The last detail I got to figure out is how to get some handles on this thing. I like the idea of Velcro because it can be ripped away freely when you are inevitably assaulted for exercising your right to peaceful assembly. So I'm
Peaceful assembly with a shield. Yeah, okay.
You're showing up with a shield to a peaceful assembly.
Yeah,
I showed
nothing
up
tells
wearing
me.
a gas mask and a shield, and I'm
Right,
going to
yeah.
peaceably assemble. Okay,
Yeah,
Chief.
Nothing says peace like showing up with an item of military equipment.
Well, everybody knows that when you saw the Roman legion shield, that it meant peace was coming.
Right, exactly. Yeah, here comes peace.
Here
Peace
he
by the
comes.
sword.
Here comes the Peace Ranger. He's going to stab you in the name of peace. Trucks of peace happen all the time, so I guess a shield of peace isn't uncommon.
I also like that he's like, I know Velcro.
Right. Very sturdy when you have to strain on it or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
attaching
If
some of
you
it
wanted
to
to have ripped off in the middle of a melee, what is the point of having a shield?
Exactly.
Maybe he's going to throw it like Captain America.
Not in that shape, he's not.
No, I think it's going to come back to him. These people are dumb, Scribe. You really think I could convince one of them with that?
Wow. Thank you, Frank. Mustangs are meant for running over crowds. Well, just remember, if you do, Bondo will fix everything.
old leather belt and the surface of the shield. Unfortunately, I didn't think ahead and use industrial Velcro, so this stuff isn't very strong, and as you can see, it absolutely did not work. That's okay.
You thought of Bondo, but not...
How can you only realize that after the fact? I mean,
well, did you get the hint? This is all shit that his dad had laying around.
Yes, exactly.
He's not gonna spend money. This dude doesn't have a job. He's not gonna spend money.
You can actually buy Velcro that you don't need to cut your dad's old belt up to make your strap. You can just use the Velcro itself.
But that's the belt his dad uses to discipline him.
You know, that belt is worth more than his advice.
Faithless says add a bolt, you dolt. You can't because he said idiot, sorry. Because he wants it so it'll break away, you know, when the people
when he's
using
inevitably
it to protect
accosted by
himself from pull it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is dumb. Why would you want to lose your equipment? Like maybe have a quick release in the event they get a hold of it and you can't get it back or something. But the whole point of a shield is to protect you. And if you're just giving up your equipment, aren't you just handing the enemy a shield?
Yeah.
See, what he should have done, and I'm not that I'm trying to give it, but what he should have done is you attach the belt to the shield with like brass grommets or something through the front before you put on the tarp to seal it up, and that would reinforce the hold a little bit on the strap to your arm. But he doesn't. He's an idiot.
Or make one strap and a handle so that you can hold it. And
The
if
handle,
you want to let it go, you let go of the handle.
Right.
And the Velcro would break away. But that'd make too much sense. We're talking about somebody here that is mentally a 12. I mean, in Webelos, we made a catapult. I'm pretty sure this retard would have problems with it.
Understatement for the record, this isn't for getting shot. That'll come later. This is for everything short of deadly.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. If I was adding layers of resin and impregnated tarp stacked 90-inch to each other and encasing quid 12 layers of that to the rest of the resin, maybe he would have something useful.
Like I was saying, layers makes more sense. Just putting one on. No, you want layers.
Yeah, you want it like lacquered on.
Yeah.
When he put it on, he said, "This is the stuff they use to repair boats." Yeah, to keep them from sinking and keep water out, not to use them as a battering ram in a battle.
Right. Also, how do I add a handle to something that sets up hard but is currently liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's so many problems with this. And that's why I had to send it to you, Monkey. This guy's a fucking idiot. He has like a core of an idea there, like a little kid would, but he's not like utilizing the resources properly. Like
we can't even use YouTube to look up a tutorial. I mean, there's either historical text or tutorial on how shields were crafted that he could look up that would give him more better advice than this bullshit.
Can I point out? Go ahead.
Wait till you see his next handle. Go ahead.
Okay,
Jack.
okay.
Can I point out that plexiglass is not that expensive, and that's what most cop shields are made out of?
Yeah.
Not the bulletproof ones they do, like the metal ones they use for raids, but the riot shields. Just copy their style of shield.
Yeah.
It's always been effective.
Monkey had a chat from GG Evan.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah.
Sorry, GG. Give me a second.
I think so. Unless I missed it.
No, you're right. Thank you, GG Evans. Bondo, it's what shields crave. I wouldn't have got that joke if I hadn't have read Evolved Potato. I think it was Evolved.
Yep. Idiocracy.
Their comment in chat here says, you guys keep saying Bondo, but I hear Brondo. It's got electrolytes. Why do I have Brondo? It's what plants crave on the brain. I wonder.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, Evil One makes a good point. This is how to get your ass beat 101.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes you a target. Target for, yeah, anyway.
Hey, I'm already pissed off today, so why not just add some fuel to the fire? My next idea was to attempt to plastic weld on these old table legs that I have from the solar dehydrator.
Seriously, this guy just raids dumpsters in his dad's garage for whatever he can find.
Who was it that said he makes okay stuff? Because I know him from is this, and I have to challenge you on that.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the kind of technique you'd use on Warhammer minis to attach things. Yeah, that makes sense. This is just...
This guy is sort of like, we couldn't get MacGyver, but we got MacGyver, who's like this discount mentally challenged Russian dude that we found in the woods. He just picks up whatever debris he finds at the riverside.
Jack said it, Monk. I missed it. I don't know what Brondo is anyway. Can I just point out that he's trying to plastic weld when he's got Bondo he could have used to attach this?
Also, he's now weakening the integrity of his shield by melting the plastic.
I hope they're following this advice, because this is...
Yeah, it's true. This is great advice for an idiot, yeah.
Yes. Pass this on to your communist friends. Idiots.
They're the perfect size and shape for handles, and I was pretty psyched when I found them in one of my junk bins. Next time your family or friends try to have an intervention on all the shit you keep, just show them this video. I wasn't confident.
I don't think that'll go the way you think it will.
I think you're going to get like a visit from the intervention team followed by hoarders.
That the plastic weld would be enough to support the shield, so I layered up a bunch of fiberglass resin, hoping that would be good enough. 24 hours later, I was met with surprise and demise as my handle quickly busted off when met with some leverage. After
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that failed.
And put some Bondo around it. Hey, if you're in a boat with Bondo, how safe are you feeling right now?
Well, it depends if this guy put it on or not. Because if it was Billy Mays...
Don't worry, that Bondo protection on the outside will be just enough.
That Jake was duly pissed, but don't worry, dirt babies, we're not done here. If anybody has any ideas, let me know in the comments.
Get a new line of work.
The rise and fall of the idiot empire.
In the meantime, let's get a little more serious. I started this video a few days before Alex Preddy was executed in the street. Now...
He wasn't executed.
Yeah, he wasn't executed.
That I see this video, it rings out as performative to me.
And yet you put it up.
Yeah. Why did you post this, dummy?
Yeah, why not cut out that first part and just do your little vlog thing here?
I would be embarrassed
and I think
to put that video out. Unless you're aiming it at kids that are trying to like play Roman soldier or something, that's embarrassing, dude.
If it was a tutorial for making a LARP prop,
yeah,
it would still be a terrible tutorial, but at least it would be mildly forgivable.
Yeah, it'd be some functional thing for kids to play with their foam Nerf swords or whatever.
Yeah, if you're making boffer weapons for a SCA event or something, then maybe.
Yeah, firebomb.
I just wanted to get this in its entirety.
Yeah.
from the solar dehydrator. These are the perfect size and shape for handles, and I was pretty psyched when I found them in one of my junk bins. Next time your family or friends try to have an intervention on all the shit you keep, just show them this video. I wasn't confident that the plastic weld would be enough to support the shield, so I layered up a bunch of fiberglass resin, hoping that that would be good enough. 24 hours later, I was met with surprise and demise as my handle quickly busted off when met with some leverage. After that,
Love that. Love it.
He left in the part about, hey, the next time your family tells you
Show
to
them this
stop
video.
being a hoarder, show them this video where the shit I made with the stuff I keep collecting doesn't work.
Yeah. Why would you use fiberglass resin on that? That's
Well, if you're going to attach it, it makes more sense than weakening it with fire.
Yes.
Well, he already weakened it.
And remember, you can use Bondo to completely rebuild a 67 Chevy.
Yeah, Bondo is fucking amazing, but I mean, Bondo and duct tape are something every man should have in his garage, but not near this guy. I'm afraid to let people like this use my tools. You know, they might try and sue me when they get bitten.
It just clicked in my brain that he had said that and then showed it fail, and I had to put that all at once because that's amazing, bro. Definitely take your building ideas from this guy.
This video, it rings out as performative to me. And I think in reality, while making a shield is sick, and maybe it'll come in handy if you're facing off against a non-lethal round in the streets, we got to get serious. I have to get serious. I'm not.
What kind of shield are you going to make for a guy who's on his knees? Cop hears a bullet, and so they pull out a gun and shoot him in his shoulder.
I really want everybody to memorize the face you're seeing on your screen, because when we see discount Killdozer, it's going to be driven by this guy.
I actually have an answer for my own question.
Oh.
You know what would have saved that guy?
Well, the anti-bear suit.
A blue tarp with Bondo on it, worn as a cape.
Oh. Well, see, now The Incredibles taught me no capes, but now you've changed my mind.
You need a cape. It would have saved him.
Yeah, a lacquered cape. Gotcha.
Gonna fucking sit by anymore and twiddle my thumbs and wonder how much I should engage with this for my own mental health, blah, 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 for my ability to continue making a living. I've started a document. You can access it for free through the link in my bio. It's a winter prep worksheet. You know, it's for fucking, what do we do? What do we?
Is he making a Unabomber manifesto?
I think so, but I guarantee.
I mean, he's got the outfit for it.
That tractor in the background is going to be covered in plastic shields, and he's going to slowly drive at federal agents in it.
Do when ICE shows up in our community? How can we start working now to prepare ourselves? We have to elevate. We have to get smarter. We have to be better.
I agree with that part.
Absolutely. You need to get smarter. If you want to protest ICE, stay on the fucking sidewalk. Stop blocking traffic. Stop getting in their faces. Go over there and have your little protest. Your little gay protest is fine. It's all the other illegal shit you guys do.
No, if you want to get smarter, what you do is you go to the politicians who control the laws and the legislation and the actual policy, and you solicit them to make a change if that's what you want to see. That's what these smart people would be doing.
You're crazy. What?
I know. I'm also up against the clock. I got to leave, guys. I'm sorry.
No. Thanks for hanging out, bud.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, guys. And everybody, have a good rest of your night. Stay warm wherever you are if you're warm. And Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern over on my channel, the Scribe Light channel, there'll be another episode of TED Excellence. I don't know what it's going to be about yet, but I have to avoid AI, allyship, and equity astronomics or whatever.
Maybe you could do about shield construction.
I'm gonna see. I keep watching when they drop their batches of TEDx's. I'm waiting for something that's a bit more current events poignant. But we'll see. So I'll see you guys Thursday. And Monkey, nice talking to you, Jack, as well.
Yeah, man.
And,
indeed, man. Always a pleasure. Take care of yourself, guys. Check out Scribe Light right here on YouTube, and check him out on Twitter as well.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later, bud. Jack, will you hold things down? I said that was going to be our last thing, but I forgot about the Mary Sue article that we have to cover.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hold things down for a minute, and I'll be right back?
I will rant about something. How's it going, chat? So, guys, check this out. The other day, I got my Christmas present in the mail from one of my buddies. He had ordered me some cool stuff, and he bought me the Fright Zone, the Masters of the Universe Origins Fright Zone playset, and I was real excited to get it, right? Because I'm a giant nerd. So the box comes, it's on my porch. I'm like, oh, yay, presents. And I bring it inside, and I was like, this smells weird. And it smelled like cigars and weed. Like, I opened the box up, everything inside smelled that. And so I sent Mattel a response. You know, they ask you, how was your delivery? And they're going to send me replacements. I got to rebox it up, send it back. And they actually were really cool about it. They got back to me on Monday, and they're going to replace it for me. So I don't have to have the stank in my house anymore. And I got most of the smell out, but I was really surprised they did that. It was really cool. But I was really annoyed because I hate that smell. It's just gross. It's dirty smelling. Nobody wants to hear this story? Yeah, story of my life. That doesn't mean I'm not going to tell it. But they were really cool about it. So I just wanted to say that Mattel is actually pretty awesome. So, yeah, I think somebody, either the delivery driver or somebody in the transport, had something smoking. But, yeah, it had this, like, cheap cigar smell like cigarellos. It was really annoying.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
All right, guys, we're going back into Star Trek for a minute, and you can blame Disparu for this because I saw his video on it, and just I watched the beginning and pulled up the article that he was talking about, and oh dear Christ, this is the Mary Sue, and it's the archive part of it because I went to the Mary Sue. I haven't been there in a long, long time. The whole thing is just ads now.
I'm not surprised. They're desperate for money.
There are so many pop-ups. It's just sad.
Yeah, they've been struggling along for years, though.
Those dude bros mad at Starfleet Academy aren't actually Star Trek fans. Dun, dun, dun.
Wouldn't dude bros be 2 words?
I don't know. I mean, I could see using it this way. You would think definitely, but I mean, it's modern slang, so who knows? Now, I don't mind the title, Jack, until you get to the people that they're specifically talking about. And we'll scroll down and read it. Time and time again, we're confronted with fans of something, fans being in quotes, who continue to miss the lessons within the media they're consuming. We've seen it with Star Wars, our superhero stories, and it has become an increasing problem with Star Trek fans. Again, in air quotes. For the record, lady who wrote this, I don't know who was it? Rachel Lesbian. No, Leishman, my bad. Rachel Lesbian, I owned the VHS copies of the first 6 Star Trek movies that when you put the boxes together, it made the Enterprise on the side.
Oh, I remember that thing.
I am a Star Trek. I own the full episode guide for TNG. I own the full schematics for the Enterprise D. I own the Pez dispensers of the original Star Trek cast. I am a fan.
I suppose so.
More recently, men like the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic, known for hating anything that seems to be left-leaning, have been dogging on the Paramount Plus slate of Star Trek shows. The issue with these right-wing figureheads talking about Star Trek is that they miss one important detail about Star Trek. It was never for them.
Oh, there it is. Oh, dun, dun, dun. Owned.
Well, are they not fans or was it not for them?
Yes.
Because again, I always use this example. But rom-coms aren't for me. They're for women. And I love rom-coms. I am not their target audience. I am 6 foot, used to be athletic, Jack. I like nerd shit and athletics.
And you're a dude.
Made for me, but I still enjoy. I am a fan. But because of the title of this, she just called Nerdrotic and the Critical Drinker dude bros.
Yeah, when you hear dude bros, you think of like gym rats or like Jason Momoa.
I think of Jersey Shore, the show.
Yeah, it's not like you're picturing like the quartering.
No,
you know,
you're not picturing Gary from Nerdrotic in all 45 pounds of him.
Yeah.
Or Drinker, who just looks like a normal guy. And they don't dude bro out. You know what? Dude bros are jocks. Yeah, exactly. Meatheads and jocks. That's a dude bro. You could slap that label on me at sometimes, Jack, although I don't think I'm a dude bro, but I like athletics. I get into sports and I like that genre of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Nerdrotic as a dude bro? You guys have seen him, right? You've heard him talk, right?
Well, you remember the Try Guys?
Oh, yeah.
Compared to which are lefties, when you look at Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker, compared to what feminists are usually around, which are people like the Try Guys, they would be dude bros.
I think what she means when she says dude bros is just men in general. No, it's an insult is what she's trying to do, because dude bros are not known for being very intelligent. I get what you're saying, but she would have just said men. This is the Mary Sue's. They're not ashamed of their misandry at all. From the start of Star Trek, way back when, 60 years ago to be exact. That's okay. If you want to be exact, you got to give the date too. Like anyway, the series set out to do one thing: change the world. Wrong.
Don't remember that in Roddenberry's interviews. I'm going to change the world, man.
Roddenberry set out to entertain.
What?
That was his goal. It was wagon train to the stars. That was his goal.
No, it was a communist inspirational manifesto to spark the revolution and fight the patriarchy.
For the record, wagon train was a very specific thing. We're not talking about wagon trains of the Old West. It was the show Wagon Train.
Hate fact.
Anyway, to change the world, and that it did. It made history for its inclusivity, including being the first interracial kiss on television in Plato's Stepchildren. The kiss was between Shatner's James T. Kirk and Nichelle Nichols' Lieutenant Uhura. Okay.
If it was so groundbreaking and awesome, why'd it get canceled?
Twice, actually.
Yeah.
Star Trek was canceled twice, guys. I'm not downplaying the significance of that being the first interracial kiss.
No, it did break a lot of ground, but it wasn't a super popular show.
You have to look at the series itself too. I mean, this is set 200 years in the future. I mean, this is in the 60s when we're still in the space race with the Russians, and they put a Russian on the bridge. This and they mostly did it to cash in on the monkeys, which is funny as shit.
Yeah. We need a guy that looks like Davy Jones.
Yeah. Chekhov exists because of Davy Jones. That's an amazing fact of life. But since men like these X personalities, this is how I know they did no research for this. They just got mad at a couple of people they saw who had big followings.
Yeah.
Would you, if I was going to ask you, hey, who's new Nerdrotic or who's Critical Drinker, would X even come up?
I doubt it. Maybe in reference to where you could find them. Like, oh, there are a couple of YouTubers. I think they have X accounts you could look up.
You might be able to follow on it. Yeah, I would describe them as YouTubers. Anyway, men like these X personalities think that they are the authority on all things nerdy. No, it's not that they're experts on all things nerdy. It's that they know the lore of the things we're talking about.
Yeah, they're passionate about their hobbies.
There's many things like Drinker just recently watched Firefly. I think it was within the last year he just watched. I actually want to say it's within like the last 4 months.
Well,
if you'd asked him 5 months ago about it, he would have been like, I don't know anything about that, and wouldn't have pretended he did.
Yeah, he's also a little younger, so he may not have actually seen it when it was new.
Well, he talks about it in his video because he fell in love with it like most nerds do.
Yeah.
He's like, people kept pushing, and I was like, whatever. And then he finally sat down and watched it and went, damn, I should have watched this. Anyway, the reality is they just speak loudly and incorrectly about these franchises.
You mean like people screaming in protests or stalking people on the street saying, you got to yell fuck ICE or you're an ICE agent?
I started watching The Drinker and became a fan and actually followed him because of his video where he's comparing Wrath of Khan to, what is it, Into Darkness? The foot face guy is Khan. Cumberbund? What's his Cumberbatch, right?
Cumberbatch, yeah.
Cumberbatch. I just call him foot face because his head is shaped like a foot, y'all. Check it out. But he's comparing those two and pointing out why the story in Khan works and the story in Into Darkness doesn't. There was nothing he said in there that was wrong. He went over the important parts of the major story beats because he knows the content, you idiot. Real Star Trek has never been tried. Women love that guy, Monk, because they've been told to. They're like, look at foot face here. And they all went, oh my, it's just like Adam Driver. They're like, he's so attractive. Yeah, everybody loves a long face and an even longer nose.
Look at his paychecks.
Yeah, exactly. If Adam Driver was one of their friends, he would be so friend zoned that his wiener would even hate him.
If you ran into him under an overpass, you'd probably throw 50 cents at him as a toll to get across the bridge.
Don't even try that shit with women. Women are told to, and women often just follow what they're told. This is a true story. When I worked at Walmart, Justin Bieber was still really popular, and I kept making fun of his haircut. I'm like, his hair looks like Mrs. Brady.
Yeah.
And this one chick who was really in love with him, stop saying that. And then they put a picture of Florence Henderson on the cover of some magazine. I was like, come here for a second. I want you to see something. She's like, okay, you're right. I'm like, I know. Anyway.
That's why she was buying all that Wesson oil.
Yes, exactly.
There's a reference.
Look, you can use your money to buy every Star Trek toy out there. Doesn't mean you understand what this series is saying to you. No, but being a fan of the series tends to make me want to buy the toys. Let me ask you this, lady. How many Star Trek toys do you own?
Funko Pops?
Even that I would classify, at least it's something.
They probably own a lot of Funko Pops because that's tourist material.
Not only do I own the technical manual to the Enterprise D, I've read it.
Yeah, I did too.
I do. I own the Klingon dictionary. That I did not read. I do have that as a novelty.
I do not have that. I'm not that big of a fan. I do have some of the action figures from Next Generation.
And now with the new series Star Trek Starfleet Academy, we've seen an uptick in the lack of understanding of what Gene Roddenberry sought out to do with Star Trek.
Well, he didn't intend to do Starfleet Academy at all. Like, that's nothing like what his original vision was.
I hate Rachel Lesbian here. I just should. You're a bad person. You're just a bad person. I will say this. I have seen an uptick of people talking about Star Trek, people who didn't go over Discovery or Picard. And some of them I do think are just grifting off the culture war. And I'm not denouncing that necessarily, but get your milking in while you can, because the culture war stuff is losing relevance. But there's a reason for it. And it's one that it's popular, but it's popular because it's so easy to do. This show is that bad. Take out all of the nerdy stuff, Jack. Like, if you've never seen Star Trek before, this is your first one. You don't know about the Jin Hadar being all male. Okay, cool. You don't know that a gay Klingon would have been killed at birth. Okay, you take all of that away. This show is still retarded. They literally solved an episode issue with a speech from Kamala Harris.
Another one with empathy.
Not just empathy, empathy plants.
Empathy plants.
Empathy plants that gets its tendrils all over the place. Yeah.
Empathy spreads that way, monkey.
You're a Republican / MAGA personality. Star Trek was never yours. Okay. I don't think Star Trek was mine. I think Star Trek was an IP that I enjoyed, and they've ruined it. It never belonged to me. It belonged to Roddenberry. It belonged to Paramount. It belonged to CBS. Who else has owned it over the years? Viacom. I never thought it belonged to me, but I can look at it and go, that's not what it used to be. What's up, Kamala's vaginal HPV tumor? How you doing?
How's it going, man?
A lot of the conversation is about how Star Trek Academy isn't their Star Trek, and there is in quotes. Well, seeing as Roddenberry held democratic and socialist ideas when he was alive.
Was he a socialist? Because I've never heard that before.
For his time, probably. I mean, he is in Hollywood, but I guarantee you he was anti-commie. I've never heard anybody suggest that he was a communist, except for people who literally don't understand Star Trek.
Well,
because
there's a lot of those.
They don't use money. For the record, most people in America today aren't using money. They're using plastic cards.
Yeah, I bet my Latinum they were wrong.
Roddenberry held democratic and socialist ideas when he was alive. I'd be hard-pressed to find a Star Trek episode that even vaguely fit your ideas. Really?
Really? Like
so
the episode where they fought the Nazis?
What about the one where Riker is, and I think Disper uses the clip in his video on this, the one where Riker is like, these people are not ready for the Federation. I am arguing against their inclusion. That doesn't seem to fit your narrative, Rachel. Well, you've probably never seen that episode because you don't know shit about fuck.
Well, all these people, all these diehard activist types like this would absolutely violate the Prime Directive and see that as like so oppressive and exclusionary. How could you think that?
What I have come to realize is that there are men in this world. By the way, there are women who are ripping on this show too. There are men in this world who want to pretend like they are fans of this stuff when they don't actually care. I mean, sure. Just like you right now that you're doing, lady. You're not a fan. You don't actually care. You just see current thing in TV and you're like, that's the awesomest thing ever. Even the critics are ripping this show apart.
Yeah. Well, and like Danger said, even the Starfleet creators said it's not your father's Star Trek. So they're advertising it as being different than Star Trek.
They'll buy a Spock doll and pretend like they understand the show itself. But the reality is that they just buy nerdy things and make that their personality. That's fine. Be a collector, dude. Yeah, which is what dude bros are known for, collecting nerdy things.
Yeah, having hobbies that involve action figures or comic books or that's all dude bro culture, man. I doubt they've even ever set foot in a gym because they're too cool. They're dude bros.
But don't act like you understand these franchises when they argue against everything you stand for. It got so bad that Stephen Miller, yes, that one, talking about the one who works for the White House, decided to mock the show. He thinks William Shatner should take over as the showrunner for some reason. Shatner even mocked him. But what I think is hilarious is the accounts like End Wokeness are posting about Star Trek. Yes, you read that right. They want to put an end to the wokeness agenda in shows like Star Trek. I wish I was making this up. All right, lady, you've given one example of what might be called wokeness with an interracial kiss. Where's the rest of it? Certainly, you're a Star Trek fan and you've never bought a Star Trek toy, which makes you the real fan. Give me more examples. By the way, there are some. Star Trek was, especially for its time, a more left-leaning show. I can give you examples. The whole nonsense we talked about the other night with the warp drive causing the galaxy to implode was stupid, woke nonsense in the show. But here's the difference. You can, Jack, you and I've talked about this so many times. You can make leftist shows that are actually decent, that are good, that challenge your thinking.
But they don't want to present two sides of the story like that. They don't represent other ideas. It's just that theirs are right and everything else is stupid and evil. That episode actually could set up some good storytelling ideas, like how they find an alternative for dilithium crystals or warp drive or something like that. But they didn't really do that because it was just a lazy environmental message to appease a bunch of Save the Whales hippies.
Thank you, Albatross. On the red carpet premiere of the Starfleet Academy, the actors legit said that the show would piss people off. They kind of knew they were doomed. Well, yeah, I mean, they read the script, so just saying. Tell me you never actually watched Star Trek without telling me. You knew about the kiss between Kirk and Uhura. That's it. I bet you had to look up Nichelle Nichols' name. I wouldn't have had to do that. I come from a family of Trek lovers, myself included. To me, Christmas doesn't start until I hear Leonard Nimoy say, shuttlecraft to Enterprise, Spock here. Happy holidays, live long and prosper. From my brother's Star Trek Christmas tree. Yeah, right.
It's so touristy. God.
Wait, can I just point out that it's when she hears a toy say that's her bona fides on Star Trek.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these tourists do. They have a bunch of Funko Pops, and it makes their personality. They're not actual fans. They just want to belong to something. We used to see this a lot in comics and D&D. They're just desperate for attention, and they're like, this will give me some meaning in my life.
It has been part of my life for as long as I can remember, which is probably why the Whales, Garcia, and George are my favorites. Gracie and George, sorry. Do you know who Gracie and George are?
They're the whales from Star Trek 4.
Yeah, but where do the names come from? I know you probably know. Anybody? It's George Burns and Gracie. I forget her name. They were married, and they good night, Gracie. Were they actually married?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
But
my dad would have known. But
that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Yeah. Burns and Allen were a team up for decades.
Yeah.
Living vicariously through her brother's toy. Yeah, that's a sad life. Like, get a hobby and a healthy one.
I just want to this next line. But my point is that I know Star Trek. Your knowledge of Star Trek thus far is a Christmas tree that your brother has. You know the names of the whales in Star Trek, the Voyage Home.
Yeah.
I didn't have to look that up. It's actually in my brain, lady, which I bet you had to look up George and Gracie. And that Uhura and Kirk kissed, which you could have got from the game Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, good point.
Literally nothing you've said. The point is that I know Star Trek. You haven't shown anything about knowing Star Trek. For fuck's sake, you got Roddenberry's purpose wrong. His purpose was to entertain and make money.
Yeah, I like money.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe.
So whenever I see these talking heads berating the franchise, I know they don't actually care about Roddenberry's vision or what the show represents. Greg Gutfeld, another dude, bro.
Oh, no. A tiny dude, bro.
Tiny little midget. Is he Jew? Gutfeld sounds Jewish.
I don't know if he's Jewish or not. I was thinking he was Catholic.
Jew adjacent.
He's Jew on the weekends.
Mocked the YouTube views of the first episode because Nerdrotic live streamed a Spock figure sitting in a chair and it got more. True. Did you see that, Jack?
No.
Nerdrotic he put up a video of just a Spock action figure sitting there the same time that Starfleet Academy was running on YouTube, and it got more views.
Holy fuck, they could have been watching my laundry.
Yeah.
Links in the description.
Luckily, most Star Trek fans have Paramount Plus and watched it there. Did we? I mean, I'm sure you and your lesbian friends did. But I guess if you only have a few brain cells that work, you think this is a gotcha moment. Well, yeah, because you could watch it on YouTube for free, and instead people were tuning into Spock sitting there.
I mean, look, the plot line of Spock sitting in a chair is definitely better than anything on Starfleet Academy. So I get it. Plus, I have videos of fans and people watch them in my laundry. So I feel like this is a justifiable use of YouTube because, again, it's better than watching Starfleet Academy.
All of this is to say Starfleet Academy is what I've always loved about Star Trek. It feels like a warm hug. When Picard was being tortured, did that feel like a
warm hug?
A nice Cardassian, not Shin.
That's how they hug in Cardassia.
Yeah, they torture people into seeing different numbers of lights.
Yeah, the bumpy
Warm
heads
hug.
are like a pillow.
Anyway, warm hug and is fun, adventurous, and exactly the kind of world that Roddenberry dreamed of 60 years ago. Okay, here's one thing I do know about Roddenberry. He would be appalled at what is happening in Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
And this isn't about any of the lore. The science doesn't work in Starfleet Academy.
No, it's Harry Potter magic. It's not science.
Roddenberry wanted the science to, at the very least, be theoretically possible.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, a stated goal of TNG. He had already been using that basic philosophy, but when they sit down to make the Bible for TNG, that is a primary factor of his. It has to be at least theoretically possible.
Lion Patriot said there are 4 lights, by the way.
There were 15 lights. The whole show is a lie. Anyway, where are we? So don't let a bunch of nonsense on social media try to paint the show as any other way. All right. We'll leave it at that because we've talked about the show over and over again, Jack. And the show is just trash. It shits on the legacy of Star Trek. It is filled. Even if you want to take like the example of Chekhov being on the bridge of the starship. Remember, Star Trek comes out in what, 67, 66?
I think it was, right around there.
This is 2 years before the moon landing. We are actively in the space race against the Soviets. and he puts Chekhov on the bridge. Let's say, for argument's sake, that was Roddenberry saying that eventually we'll all come together in a communist utopia, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that Roddenberry was out there going, we need to be with the communists, or that any like the 1964 candidates or the 68 candidates were out there cheering on communism. We are literally seeing the slogan from Kamala's campaign used in this show. Show me where that's happened before in Star Trek. I'm willing to learn. In Roddenberry's day, especially. Where did they just use the current day talking points as their win at the end? You don't understand Star Trek because you see what you want to see in Star Trek. And you're blaming it on the guys because your brother has a Christmas tree that has Leonard Nimoy's voice on it.
That is an ornament. The tree doesn't actually say it. To be
fair enough. But this is what they do. She'll just come out and lie. Notice she didn't give any actually examples of them being wrong about anything.
Well, she can't because they're not wrong, but she just doesn't like what they're saying because she wants it to be this big socialist message because that's her politics.
The closest she comes is talking about how most fans watched on Paramount Plus. Where's the evidence of that? She didn't even, you could have been, this is a great place to include statistics. Let's see, how many viewers did Starfleet? It's hard to tell these days because this isn't like the Nielsen days, which were already bad enough.
Yeah.
But it's even harder to track views. Over the first 8 days, according to what they can get, 2.1 million viewers for a Star Trek show. That's not real good.
No, it's not.
I mean, it is Star Trek, so you're going to have a lower count than like a main. You're not going to get the 20 millions or 40 millions of a MASH ending. But yeah, I don't think most people were really tuning in. I want to see how many how many people watch Nerdrotics thing. I just want the full video. I can't find his video, and I don't feel like digging it out. But I'm betting it's got a couple 100,000. It's just an action figure sitting there. And the most you could manage with Paramount behind you is 2 million. The most you can manage with the advertising blitz beforehand is 2 million. That's pretty sad, man.
That is sad.
I wonder what the other ones have done, because I can't imagine many people watched the first one and went, yeah, I need to watch the others. I don't even care about her point here, but the reality is that the show just sucks. I need Hollywood to get over this whole dystopian teen thing, because let's be honest, the outfits that they're wearing in there would have fit in just fine in one of the districts in Hunger Games.
Right.
I like the Chairman Mao influence there. That's subtle. But we need to get away from this dystopian young teens running the world kind of shit. It plays with young teens and stuff. They're like, oh, look how cool we are. But that's it. That's the only audience. And when you make it even more nerdy like Star Trek, it's not going to work. You have to actually start with a new franchise. You could have made this a new franchise.
No. That would require effort and trying.
You could have
really
called
hard
this,
by like doing research and stuff. That's not happening.
they could have called it Space College or some shit like that. So just Hollywood, could you please stop with that shit? Stop
No,
with the world is run by people in their 50s.
Yeah, well, they've got to destroy everything that our generation liked and the boomers because they're mad at their parents or whatever. But they have to destroy it so that their stuff will replace it.
Hunger Trek. Well, if they get their communist goal, that's what they should name it. We had teen movies when we were kids, Jack, but
yeah,
none of them were ruling the world. They might step in and like they did stop the commies in Red Dawn. There's
but
one.
that was part of a war. They
Yeah.
didn't even stop the entire communist army. They just were fighting them in their town.
And it was an outside thing, and they weren't like, we're the leaders who understand the right way to do things. All of this shit at kids these days is like, look how powerful you are. You're not. You're young, dumb, and stupid.
Yeah, and see, movies like Red Dawn were actually really good about stuff like that because they showed people being ignorant, vulnerable, and screwing up. And when that one guy parachutes in from his crashed airplane or his crashed jet, they actually like look to him for information and leadership. Modern kids are taught to be that they're invincible and they know better than everybody else.
Yep.
That's delusion. And it's incredibly dangerous to tell people that and puff up their ego and self-esteem to that kind of level. It's just, it's sad. They're setting people up for massive disappointments.
Well, the disappointment feeds the communist agenda, because if you can get them to where they are disappointed with life and they feel like that, they can't get ahead like their parents do, then they'll revolt and go out and fix things, Jack.
Oh, they'll get out and act like petulant children who want to be coddled and taken care of. They'll be out in the street going, give us free shit. Take care of me like mommy and daddy did because I'm completely dependent on everybody else because I don't know how to do anything because I wasted my life on frivolous Funko Pops and delusion thinking that I'm doing something by parading in the street.
I don't know. Toy Soldiers was pretty fucking awesome. But again, Toy Soldiers wasn't about them like taking over the world. Their school got taken over.
Yeah, and they still failed. They were punished several times, and there was risk involved. There's no risk here. These are all Mary Sue characters.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with them. I mean, I hate the Hunger Games, not because of how stupid it is, because it is mostly stupid. But Katniss is a horrible protagonist. Everything just happens to her.
Yeah.
And she still wins. Everything just happens to her and she still gets to win. That's not a good protagonist. But girl boss. And she didn't even girl boss in that. That's what's really fucking weird about it, because she just let everything just happen to her.
Yeah, she does kind of struggle a little bit, but it seemed like everybody else was driving the narrative and she's just sort of along for the ride, occasionally doing stuff. But I don't know. I read all the books and I was like, these are garbage.
Yeah, she's not a good character. And when I say things happen to her, that is something in a lot of stuff, but she like actively doesn't fight against it. She's just kind of along for the ride. Anyway, with that, guys, we're finally going to wrap up the show that I was wrapping up 52 minutes ago. But I had to laugh at that, calling those people. Who do we get? Gutfeld, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Stephen Miller, who, if you guys don't know who he is, he's an advisor to the president, skinny little dude.
Massive dude, bro.
None of these people are dude bros. Anyway, did you see the Sneeko Piers Morgan exchange?
No.
Sneeko says he'd been lined up to go on Piers Morgan, and then at the last minute they canceled. He's just afraid of him. Piers Morgan saw it and replied, I didn't know you'd been booked. And as soon as I found out, I said no. Basically, because you're a retard. I am paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. And Sneeko, you're not a thing. I don't know what talent agency you're using that was trying to get you on there. Frankly, if Pearl can be on there, you should be allowed to. But Piers, can we talk for a minute? You need to choose better guests. I know you choose people who get their names on social media, Pearl, Destiny, who else? Andrew Wilson. But there are smarter people who make similar points and usually make them better that you could have these arguments with. You don't have to bring on the tards. And if you're going to bring on the tards, which I'm not against you necessarily bringing on the tards, but change your show from Piers Morgan Uncensored to Piers Morgan and the Retards. Just let the audience know what they're getting into. That's all I'm saying.
It's kind of a smart idea in a way because he's just copying what Keemstar's doing with Lolcow.
He really is, yeah. But God, he gets some of the worst people. And I said Andrew Wilson. I don't think Andrew Wilson's one of the worst people. I just think he's an idiot. But I mean, he's had Pearl on several times. Pearl. The woman's an idiot.
He's chasing clout off of Pearl.
I bet you Pearl chews when she drinks. Guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so very kind. We really, really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show?
I dropped a link to a cool video. As always, guys, thank you so much for the tips. Thanks for the support you give us coming out and watching the show. And yeah, we're just glad to see people here. It's good to see you back, Monkey.
Oh, I'm glad to be back. But Piers Morgan is a tard himself. He can be.
Yeah.
He's a very emotional man. Not quite Jimmy Kimmel emotional. But when most of the time I see myself disagreeing with Piers, it's usually because he's falling for some stupid emotional argument, honestly. Guys, just your somewhat regular reminder, when women say stupid shit, tell them no, because that's what all this is about, is pulling the heartstrings of women to get them up in arms so that they'll make you get up in arms. Just tell them no. Tell them no. It's stupid. Shut up. Go bake a cake or something important, because this stuff is nonsense. Don't get yourself shot over some dumb hippie chick that smells like ass, unwashed vagina, and trash.
Right.
It's a good way to end the show. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I was trying to get that out before the yawn. So tired. I've been up for like 4.5 hours, Jack. It's time for me to go back to sleep.
Sleep is for the weak.
And I am.
Oh,
yeah. Guys, we love you. Jack, a pleasure. Everyone, take care. See you next time.
Bye.
Oh, don't forget to go watch Scribbles. Oh, wait. You know what? Don't forget to go watch Scribe Light. He's got a channel here on the YouTube. Something about my penis.